Okay, we are in.
Right now?
Yeah, I got Red Bull. Alright, here we go. Here's the hello everyone. Here's the new stream layout. We're outside the pizzeria. I don't know if you guys can see it yet. Um, talking about the FNAF movie, and I'm gonna add.
I like
Thank
this a
you.
lot.
I'm gonna add another spoiler thing. Hello everyone. We're probably gonna mention it a lot, but this stream will contain spoilers. Of course, I'm joined with Var, unnamed security guard, the two legends you see basically every stream, which I'm lucky to have them here. And yes, as the title suggests, we're gonna try to break down the full movie to the best of our capabilities. We are gonna yap about everything we can, every detail, everything we noticed. And again, spoilers. I'll put a picture up here, something just saying spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, maybe watch like the live stream some other time when it's fully out, but expect a few hours of us just yapping. And if you have seen the movie, please feel free to leave your thoughts. Of course, their channels are linked in the description. Check them out. Also, the models and thumbnails. Also, credit is due in the description. And yeah, I'm excited to get started because we have already talked about it briefly, and even then we were all over the place. We were just this idea, this. So this will be a bit more structured in the sense where we have notes and questions, but at the same time, it might not be. Maybe we might just talk for a while.
You know how we are.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but somehow
yeah.
I'm telling we're gonna end in Fall Fest. I don't know how, but the conversation, yes, the conversation is gonna cycle back to Fall Fest, and yeah, of course it has to be. Sorry, I don't know. I feel like I can't multitask. Okay, here we go. Image. Let's put in spoiler warning.
Big flashing red text.
Right? Yeah. Basically, why is this not working? Okay, while I'll figure that out, first we're gonna start with just saying hi to everyone in chat, of course. Hello, Blue Star Moon. Hello, Unavailable Mario. Hello, Voir. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Unnamed, of course. Hello, Harrison James. Welcome, everyone. YouTube has like a new layout for stream. I hate it. It's confusing me really bad. Yeah, right? I don't know why, but it's taking me a while to find the chat and everything else. So, hello, everyone. Let us know if we sound good. I feel like I'm loud. I'm on a new mic kind of setup thing. So, I apologize if I'm loud. But if I'm quiet, let me know. Let me know. Yeah. Yes, let us know. Any issues? Yes, please. So welcome everyone. Right? Yeah. So first things first, I'll leave it to you guys. Hello, G James. Hello, legend. What did you guys think of the movie? Just your general thoughts before we get into like the lore. Just how would you rank it in that sense, or anything you want to say about the movie, real quick? Whoever wants to start can go for it.
V, you're in front of
me. Well, I'm gonna go 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
And that's the only reason I give it like a little less is because there's some things I wanted more of.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the actual movie, I loved it. I like the changes that they make because as much as I would like to have a movie series where we get like a one-for-one with how the games play out, I feel like for a modern audience, like a lot of people want like something at least somewhat different. It's like you've got to change things up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, sorry, before, yeah, no, I agree, just, in general, I've been seeing a lot of, kind of reaction where it's like, oh, it's not accurate to the lore, or, like, you know, they mischaracterized or did this character dirty, but, like, in that sense, I really do disagree, because this is kind of its own thing, and I am glad for that, because that way we can go into it, you know, with our own kind of expectations that we're not going to know what's going to happen, so I liked it, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like, I guess when I was going into the first FNAF movie, the first time I watched it, I expected it to be like a lot more like the games.
Mm.
But it's like now that I have the first movie behind me, I'm like, I know what to expect, that it's not going to be just like the games. It's definitely going to be its own version of the story and events and all that. So
Right.
like I didn't really have any issues with how crazy different some of it was, like Charlotte's whole character and all that. Like,
Yeah.
so the differences were all interesting to me. And so like I've seen a lot of people online that were really disappointed that like
Hmm.
certain things didn't play out the same way they do in the games, and that it like changed the way they saw characters and stuff, and that was really
Right.
disappointing. But for me, I guess I just didn't feel like that at all because I knew going in this is going to be different than the game timeline. But I will say that half star that I take off instead of having a perfect 10. Yes, I'm a little biased because I just love seeing FNAF in a movie format, but
Hmm.
the half star is just simply because I really wish it was longer. Like we didn't get to see the withered animatronics very long. It's just like
No balloon boy.
I was just thinking about today how hard I was laughing that when Bonnie's coming through the vent, he literally just shuts the vent, and then Bonnie's
Yes, that
gone,
was
and
his
we
only
never see him
appearance.
again.
Yes, you're right. I'm just
And it's
yeah.
like, is he really that weak that like you can't just break the vent down? But
You're right. I'm just
so just
remembering that.
like
You're right.
it would have been nice to see a little more of like some of the characters or have some of the ideas a little more fleshed out. But that's really my only criticism.
Hmm.
Here.
Right. Yeah, I was like, I agree. But we'll go more into it for sure. But all
Yes.
you unnamed, what do you think?
Not a lot. No.
It was okay.
Not a lot.
Next stream, guys. That's it.
What the FNAF 2 movie, like, to give it a rating, like, I might be a little more critical here just because, like,
And that's good because I'm like too much the other direction.
and to give it a, like, out of 10, my like knee jerk like throwing out a number is like an 8 out of 10, which again is still great. It's just like, to me, like, I can't stop thinking ever since I and others have like thought it of like this movie really could have benefited with an extra like half hour to 45 minutes.
Right.
I do agree with that.
Like,
so.
that really stunts it. Like, there's just questions I have, and again, like, that rating might go up with like things I've been thinking over and over, like the questions I've posed to you two kind of on the side since I've watched the darn thing, of like, what was Michael's goal? What was William's goal? Like, and maybe again, like, it's like things like I reflect and like look on it more, that might become more clear, and I might be like, oh, okay, and like I raise the score from there. But it's like, I feel like certain scenes or acts should have had like more time to cook, basically.
I do agree with that.
Same here.
Like, in some regard, like, we really did get a lot of detail on things, and there's a lot of very interesting implications for things we can kind of go into, but it's just, the movie really should have had a little more time to cook, like an extra half hour to 45 minutes. I'm not saying like a full hour, like some people are
I
saying,
am.
right?
Right. Me 3 hours. I don't
mean,
know.
sure, right? Make it like the Titanic link, and like none of us would complain
No.
because it's still more content. But like, I will say I'm very much hoping for like a director's cut, because like another
that'd
thing
be
I
awesome.
keep. Well, and that's been like another annoying like question in my head, right? Like, yeah, you know how for years, especially with like Security Breach, like people have posed the question of like, how seriously do we take deleted content? And now I'm applying that to the movies. Like, if we get a director's cut and at the same time later a bunch of deleted scenes, how seriously do we take deleted scenes? You know? That's what I'm wondering as well. And like, can we take, is only the original cut canon, the theatrical cut? What about the director's cut? You know, like, it's these things I'm also going to start wondering too, right? Like, what should we consider canon or usable or not, right? So I guess, we'll see from there. We might actually get it, like, even if it's another 15 minutes worth of scenes, right? Maybe an extra 2 or 3 scenes. That alone would really help, I think, especially in certain parts. But again, I'm feeling at the moment like 8 out of 10, just because that padding really not, like, that lack of like meat to the whole movie really knocks it for me, and there's just things I wish were made a little more clear. Now, again, that might change as we kind of have this conversation tonight and go into it more, and maybe chat kind of pops in and maybe brings up things even we missed. But
Oh, I definitely missed a lot.
Yeah, me too.
oh, of course. Well, I mean, you told me outright I missed like the very, very end of credits scene, so I was like, whoops. So I'm like, I probably definitely missed other things too, right? So that's what I'm thinking right now. As far as like a rating for the movie itself, I at the moment am sitting at an 8 out of 10. Like literally everything else,
Nice.
in my opinion, was great. And like the horror itself, like they weren't kidding. I'm kind of like surprised they showed what they did. Like they were really writing that PG-13 for all it's worth, is what I'll say.
Nice. I guess I'll go now.
Yep.
I loved it. I thought it was really good. I know, yeah, a lot of just in general, a lot of criticisms, especially with the ratings. But I didn't agree. I didn't like that I had a 13. Like that is absurd.
That was
No,
insane.
yeah. And at the same time, I do get the, we can't just use like 4 fans like as an excuse for it to be a bad movie. But even then, like just in general, it's not. I really enjoyed it. I don't care in that sense because I know some people won't like it. Hello, man, why can't I pronounce names all of a sudden? Ray FNAF. Hello, Raf. I'm sorry if I say anyone's name wrong. And then hello, Drake Lee 4560. Hi, I saw you earlier. Hello, sorry. Yeah, I loved it a lot. I went with my girlfriend, my brother, and his girlfriend. We all had a great time. Got popcorn bucket, got some cool swag. So I think that's just like the part of the experience to me. Is like those memories that you just have going. Of course. I love the lore. I love the characters. I think everything was done cool. Like the twist, I would give it a good 9 out of 10, maybe 9.5. And I agree with kind of you guys are saying just with the extra. If they just had a bit more, especially towards the end, where it was really picking up, and then it kind of just ended. If it had a little bit more, 30 minutes, yeah, whatever you want to call it, even 15,
Yeah.
I think that would have gotten, its 10 perfect score in that sense.
Especially like the finale, it was just
yes,
like
right,
so
yeah,
fast.
Yeah.
it picked up so
later
fast,
like,
yeah, and then like it just
wow.
kind of cut off, and then like it's been so long, so I was like, whoa, what do you mean? That's
I
it.
was like, what just happened?
Yeah, and that's we have to wait like 2 years, because I do like how the first one does have kind of some conclusion to it. We get a nice setup, but this one was just very cut off in that sense, and we have to wait 2 years now, maybe more. We'll see how long it takes.
Oh gosh, I hope not.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, for what it's worth, I thought I saw earlier today that like over the first 3 days, it's already like box office like 56 million, and they were expecting like 35 to 40. So
Right? Yeah, I
needless to
think
say, the
no, yeah, I
third is gonna
saw.
get
Uh
greenlit.
huh. I saw somewhere say like 100 mil was a hit. I think in the opening weekend domestically.
Oh, really?
Compared, I
Already, I'm
think
seeing like
so.
crazy.
56
Unless
for
I'm
three
getting unless
days.
I'm getting clickbaited, I don't know. Because I saw also that it was like less
Who
than the first
knows?
one, but who knows? But I think overall it's doing good, and just in general, even though there's some criticism, sure, like I think mainly the fans are loving it. So I think why wouldn't you do the third one? And money wise, yes, they also just have a ton.
56. Yeah, 56.5 million over the opening weekend. So
Okay, there you
that's
go.
not
Yeah.
even the full week yet.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know how much did the other one gross like total, like 300, 400.
It was around like gross, yeah, 300, but its first week, I remember it pulled like 50 some odd million for the first movie. So I mean, it
Dang.
is behind it still at the moment probably, but
Right.
not that much. Like it's
Yeah.
doing a lot better than
Hmm.
people thought it would do.
Right.
To the point that where they're saying like it might even go past Zootopia 2, which is insane.
Right, because that's like this huge budget Disney film or
That's
Pixar,
huge
whatever. Yeah.
competition.
Right.
Right?
I wonder how it's
Like
doing next to Wicked, because I don't know if you guys saw Wicked, but I love Wicked. I think that was a good movie. So I wonder how it's comparing to that too.
I'm not sure. I just remember seeing that, like, at the moment, at least, in the theaters, Zootopia 2 is kind of at the top globally.
Okay, that
But
makes
it's
sense
been
then.
out for a couple more weeks as
Yeah, I
well.
think it's been what, 2 weeks now. Yeah.
Yeah, second weekend, so
Hmm.
we'll have to see over the next couple weeks if the FNAF 2 movie can, like, they're saying there's a chance it could sail right past it, which is insane if it
Wow.
does.
Yeah.
I kind of doubt it because it'll kind of drop off quick, but even still, like the movie itself is doing a lot better than everybody thought it would, basically.
Well, Great. You see, yeah. So I don't know. I feel like we'll just continue to see good news about it, where it's like to the point where a third one's guaranteed. Start filming maybe this weekend. I hope. Best case scenario, you know.
Oh, well, and that's what I was like
Please, guys.
interested in it, like, 'cause, like, like the second they know, like, oh yeah, this thing's done even better than we thought. Like, yeah, we'll get an announcement by like Scott, like 2 days later, being like, oh yay, guys, the third movie got greenlit.
Right? Yeah. No. That's what. Because I don't know. I'm trying to think how long it took from the first one to the second one, but I swear it was like a month or two. And same thing. He just was like, okay, second one, come in what
Yep.
like not even 2 years or around 2 years.
And then, what was it? Was it the Daco interview he did like after that, where he made that statement of like, the first movie's following the first game, the second, and on from there. So I mean, especially
Hmm.
with the like teaser we got, like that kind of makes it pretty clear what the third movie is going to be about, which
Yeah.
is very interesting.
Right. Yes. All right. Then yeah. I mean, I say we just jump straight into it. Then you know the
Sweet.
lore. I don't even know where to start. I'm trying to think. Should we just go? Or I don't know.
The
Is there
lore.
anything that just right off the bat, right? You guys want to bring up? You just want to discuss? You know, we'll go from there, and it'll go fine. Trust.
I mean, I've got my list. I don't know if you guys have one. It's not super long, but it is like odd things like V and I noticed
Hmm.
uh that we can definitely bring up, but if do you guys have any lists or of things you
I
wanted to go over?
no, I do have notes, but like in that sense, I don't know what you guys would want to start with either. You know, or V. I don't know
Um,
if you also just which one because
do
there's
you
so
yeah,
much. I
do you
don't
have a
know.
list, V?
I have one of my over the top theories where, like, right off the get go with the Charlotte's death scene, I can't help
Hmm.
but wonder if William set it up.
Yes, yeah, we'll start at the
Oh
beginning.
Like, if
God,
it
we
was,
spent like
if
how
it was,
long were we talking? Like 5
it was
hours, like
premeditated.
just about that, because V and I disagreed a little bit on
Really?
that prologue specifically. Well, yeah, about how like I think I don't want to speak for you, but I think you think more that it was intentionally premeditated and like him getting Charlotte specifically was the goal all along,
Oh.
where I have doubts about that
Yeah,
specifically.
because it's like there's a lot of like, how would he have known such and such?
Hmm.
Yeah. The big one be like, how did he know like she would stop and stay on the trap door specifically for that long? Like, what was his plan if she didn't?
I feel
Hmm.
like he would have just pulled it as soon as she walked like over it on the stage.
Well, what if she never did? I get is my like, what if she just like stepped off to the side and or like not even gone that far and then hollered, right?
Yeah.
It's
And she,
possible, but it's not as likely.
I mean, like,
But here's my I know there's a lot of issues with it, but like, it's like, okay, so what was he gonna do with that kid? The first thing we have to
Yes, that's
that
assume,
yeah.
is something we both don't quite know because again, the boy lived like again like just to like set the scene for everybody, right? Like Charlotte's like sees him like kind of hurriedly like bring like usher the boy into the hallway, right? And then she takes a minute to like get people to help her, and then by the time she actually goes back there and into the kitchen, right? What do we see? We see the boy on the ground like asleep almost, and
Right.
like when we
yeah, he's like
see
out of it, but he's like sort of
right,
like
which
Right.
is
when she
odd
goes like,
because like
when she picks him
when
up, he's
that
like,
whole like section or like act here ends, like we see the boy like walk away from her, so like clearly he was never hurt by him, so it's like
Hmm.
what the heck? So he's like kind of asleep on the ground in the kitchen, and
yeah,
like William is I guess doing dishes on the other end of the kitchen, and mind you again, the knife he uses to get Charlotte is on
Is
like the
not there.
island
Yeah.
behind him, so like that's another confirmation he didn't stab the boy
Hmm.
and like or wasn't immediately planning to. So like again, that's so weird. Like, is he just randomly planning on like washing pans like halfway through whatever
Right.
he's doing? Like, why did he need the boy in the first place? Didn't he just try to get Charlotte? It's like, what was going on here?
so the
What was his plan?
implication is that if he wasn't trying to lure Charlotte back there, he's
Hmm.
already killed other kids.
And that seems to be
Because Vanessa tries
reinforced.
to stop her. She's like, "Don't."
Right. Like she knew
So
if
she
you go back there, you're
knew.
about to get chopped up.
which is
And
really weird.
also worth bringing up, what we see later in Vanessa's dream time, when that dream is from the perspective of her as a little girl, roughly about that age, right?
Yeah.
And what did she see during that dream?
The most
A version.
amazing thing in the world.
Yeah,
Yes.
again, spoilers,
Yeah,
everybody.
spoilers.
But she saw the animatronic circus baby with green eyes in her dream when
Right,
she was
complete
that same
animatronic.
age.
Yeah, not like in progress, or no, like complete
Yeah, no,
animatronic.
totally done.
Yeah.
So what does that tell
Green eyes
me?
also, by
That
the way.
tells me there was something else going, and because why in the games, guys, were the fun times made? What did he make the fun times for?
To kill children. Probably.
Yes, for his
Remnant
Remnant.
extraction.
Right.
bingo,
Well, that row, yeah.
the remnant experiments.
Welcome, Toy Chico's
They
William
were
Afton.
used to grab them all. So, like, unless they're completely changing the purpose of the fun times in the movies, if they serve a similar function in the movies, like they did in the games, that tells me that there were remnant experiments going on around or before that time, right? So that makes me, in my mind, wonder, is there a connection there? Is that the reason he didn't kill this boy immediately? Was he kidnapping him, again, much like he did with Garrett, for these experiments? I mean, that's just my thoughts, because it's like, why else didn't he just immediately kill him and stuff him in a chute?
That's part of the problem. It's like, where on earth is he going to hide that kid if he didn't, like, premeditate this? What was the plan?
Right, I think
Unless
the
the bunker is in that room and he can, like, get to the bunker from there, and he just brings the kid under there.
But I hope it's in the room of the house, though. Personally.
Right.
So if
why did he?
You're talking about the whole thing, right? I don't think Charlie was planned. I think that was more. I'm sorry, V, but I guess
no, it's fine. I'm
not
considering it.
I think I like the idea too, because obviously in the games, I feel like we all kind of assume, it is kind of to get at Henry or whatever. Like that is really planned. But here, like, what if she did get a parent, and they were able to go and like find his plan? I think just in general is very sloppy.
And then there's like 2 or 3 parents,
right?
And
yeah.
her
I'll be like, what are you doing?
Boy.
Yeah. No, it was very sloppy, I guess, in that sense, where he just grabbed a kid fast and then went. And again, like, he just laid him there, like, what was he doing? You're right. Like, that I can't really answer. Because anything with Remnant seems so far stretched, like he's over a sink, Like, he's washing, like, an injector, Remnant injector.
He decided
to
stop and wash hands
right, it's so, that's so weird, because you're right.
But it's also such a short time for the kid to be knocked out. Like, clearly he must know how quickly they'll wake up, but it just seems strange to me. Like,
but at the same time, he clearly didn't really hurt him if the boy, like, almost immediately, like, once he's out, of the staff area, like, immediately just, like, got up after Charlie yelled.
Yeah, so if he's literally just sitting there, like, washing stuff, how can it not be premeditated? Like,
right.
That kid would have woken up and it would have been, like, absolutely chaotic.
And, like, the fact he stopped there in the kitchen in the first place washing dishes, like, why did he stop there? Why isn't he taking him to a safe room? Or, like, why isn't he taking him out of the building? Or why isn't he, like, taking him down to the bunker if it's connected to that building, right? Like,
yeah, like, they should have been gone.
Right, like,
He's
why
just waiting for Charlotte to come in there.
Well, and like Bronze brought up as well, like, what would have happened had Charlotte, like, what was his plan? Even if it was to lure Charlotte, what would have happened had she went in there with, like, 4 other adults? Maybe he can kill 1 or 2, but it only takes 1 to get away and say,
and then just...
Madman back here,
Give
the
me,
rabbit
like,
stabbed me.
Exactly.
Like, he knows that she's a loner. She's always there, and everyone thinks she's weird.
That's true. No, I do think it's possible too.
That's one hell of a gamble. Like, what was
okay,
his
but
plan?
so is kidnapping Garrett. That is a huge gamble.
Oh man, I hope
you just rewatched the movie. There's multiple campsites there. There's a lot of eyewitnesses. That's a huge gamble. He had to have premeditated that one too.
Well, he clearly did if he blacked out his plate.
So to me, it isn't far-fetched that he, like, planned this out very carefully with the best odds of what would actually happen.
I just wonder.
Again, that's just one of my crazy bro theories.
Crazy bro theory.
If the goal was always to get Charlotte specifically, and the boy was just bait,
Hello,
I'm just thinking, if this is William, are there not easier ways to do this? What is the
No, because
simplest
this way he
solution?
doesn't have to hide a body and he can make it look like an accident since she's obsessed with the puppet.
Oh.
So the intention specifically was to get her soul like attaching itself to this puppet is what you think. That was his goal
It
specifically
depends
all
on what's
along.
happened before this. Like if this is the first kill, then yeah, I don't know. It
I
would just have
mean,
to be something against Henry or that to go further into the whole idea that
given
since Vanessa
Circus
has a
Baby,
purpose,
I kind of have my doubts that she was the first.
yeah, it
'Cause-
doesn't seem like it at this point, or else why is he doing it to start with unless he's just doing it for the hell of it?
Right. Like that's just my thing. It is very hard to know like what his goal was. I'm just really leaning on like we were shown Circus Baby not just for fan bait, surely. Like Scott is surely above that, right? Like he's thrown out enough scripts to where I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt
Yeah,
rather than just being a cool cameo. Like there is a lore reason he included her in that dream, right? And I've got a lot
yeah,
more to say about that dream too. So it's like what I at least am taking away is to like show us the audience that like even though the earliest one we know of for sure at this point was Charlotte, whether it was an accident or not, she was the first death at this point. There
yeah,
clearly seems to be more before because again, unless he's changing the purpose of the fun times in the movies, if they are the same as in the games, there had to be remnant experiments before even she died. So it's like, what is going on? Like, how did William get to this point in the first place? Because remember, in the games, what prompted William to make the fun times and start these experiments in the first place? The crying child's death, right?
Right.
So there would have to be a death even before
hey.
those. Well, again, right, and this is assuming this is all still the case, but it's like Circus Baby just really throws a wrench in a lot of that for me. Because it's like, if not, like, unless she's just a shameless cameo, like, what is the purpose of Circus Baby and ergo the fun times in this continuity?
Damn.
Is kind of the question I give you
Yeah.
guys, I guess.
Um, V, you want to answer?
Well, one other thing I was thinking of is like it's kind of weird that Michael in this timeline is so like interested in this purpose that they supposedly have when that was Elizabeth's thing in the games. Like she was the one that was talking about now we can do what we were supposed to or whatever. I don't remember her
Right.
exact words.
Yep.
And FNAF 6. And the Henry's like, actually, you're wrong. Get wrecked.
Yeah.
But it's like Michael has like taken that idea on in the movie. So that's really I don't know, it's kind of interesting to me. Just is like that kind of the Elizabeth replacement or how is that? I don't know how that works exactly.
I also just want to pause real quick and say I called it, everyone. I was so happy that I was right. And that's the one thing I'll let myself gloat on. I called Michael being a part of this. The second I saw that actor, I'm like, yep, that's Michael, and I was right. Yes.
So he's
For
gonna turn purple, definitely. He looks the part. I like it a lot.
well, yeah, it's just like God, like you look at the actor for like 2 seconds, and it's like, oh yeah, that like to me, it's like who else could that be? He's got the badge and everything, and like
Yeah.
the sunken in eyes and the
Yeah.
long
I like
hair.
the
It's
long
like,
hair. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that
cool.
is Michael.
That's Michael. And I'm surprised they didn't do. I know it was like a serious moment, but I was kind of disappointed they didn't do like a Michael. I might like a funny Michael joke or something. Even if it wasn't funny and it was super like horny, I would have been. I just wanted a Michael joke, like a two Michael joke, you know? Like when the Spider-Man when they point at each other, something like that would have been funny. I was disappointed. They're just like, oh, it's another Michael, no big deal. Like what? No.
Oh, and God, speaking of unknown motives as well, like what exactly was Michael's goals? That we spent a lot of time debating that too.
Um. Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm assuming Michael knows about Rem. Actually, I don't know if he does know all about that because I think there has to be more of a reason than just killing people for fun or like as a game, like Vanessa says. There's definitely some greater reason. maybe something to do with his dad, like making him stronger with Springtrap. But even then, like it's hard to think of some reasonable answer. Because I really hope it isn't just, oh, I just wanted to kill people and be the bad guy here, you know? I mean, same. I think it's the same purpose
Well,
as why William was killing kids.
it's like he clearly believes whatever Williams told him about what his purpose is.
Right.
So I feel like that's a lot of his motivation. I just don't we don't know what the purpose is the thing.
No, yeah, exactly. Because I wonder
Why it's
how
like
or like when they'll even mention Remnant, if that's the route they go with. I'm assuming will, because I feel like it's such a huge part in not only the old games but even like the modern lore in that sense, where it's just kind of something that's always brought up. So I'm assuming that's where they'd be heading. But again, it's like when would they answer that with it just kind of being some last minute thing in sister location where they're like, oh, and by the way, Remnant power is this, and it's in all the souls, you know. So I'm hoping they do it sometime soon rather than later, or maybe even the next movie. But again, I'm hoping that's like the big motive behind William and Michael's actions.
I mean, again, I just keep thinking like now that we have gotten Circus Baby in this continuity, like I really just struggle to think like what else would it be? Like if it is truly just him randomly killing all of them, like sure, that might just be it, but at the same time, I also wonder like how old is Michael, do you think, when we first see him in that like prologue scene? Like if you
Um,
had to take a guess, like mid 20s, maybe
I'd
even
say
early
yeah, maybe
30s.
like
Not
I'd say
like
about
a
mid
teenager.
twenties latest, I guess is how I see him.
Yeah, from what I remember,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
certainly not a teenager
No, yeah,
at
right. He's a
that
bit
point.
older.
So
Yeah,
like presumably, and it's been what is it? The first movie took place in 2000 in the movie continuity,
yeah. Then 2000. Yeah, and
and
this one's 2002.
yeah, this is 2002,
Yeah,
2 years later,
right.
right?
Wait.
So
Sorry. Real quick.
first
I'll be
off,
right back. So you guys keep going. I'll be
you're
back a
good.
few minutes. You guys
Um,
got it.
okay.
I can get for a second. What is it? So we're already 2 years past the first movie, right? It's been 2 years
Yeah.
since the first movie. So there's 2 years right there. And even before then, there was like what, like 5, 10 realistically more years on top of that. My question is, if it was just to randomly murder people, like, why did he wait? Why then specifically did he
Yeah.
decide to bring these like reporters from this high school randomly there? Why did he wait to do that? Why then specifically? Is
That
my
is
question. If
weird.
it is truly random. Like if cuz like if William told him all this and he knew like, "Oh yeah, that Charlotte girl is trapped in the puppet down there." Ha ha ha. Like why didn't he do anything after like because again, there's the big thing to me is still like it's 2 years. Like if he was in regular contact with William up until the point he was spring locked in the first movie, like what is he just sitting around watching soaps for 2 years? And like, oh, I haven't heard a word from Dad in 2 years, right? Like, I guess it's finally time for me to get up and do something, right? Like,
He's just
it's
got his
just
popcorn watching TV.
yeah, right. Exotic butters on the popcorn for 2 years, watching Immortal and the Restless, right? Like, is that what I'm supposed to think? Like, it's just what I'm wondering out loud. Like, is there a specific reason why he waited 2 years from not hearing from his dad to do this? Is there a reality where he's continuing the remnant experiments after his father is spring locked and maybe he's run out of it? Maybe he needs what if that's the possibility? What if that's the motive behind him getting these toys and Charlotte threw them, right? To start to kill those people and the parents during Fast Fest
Yeah, because
was
it's
to
like,
get
what's
more
the
remnant.
point of kill? Yeah, if it there has to be like something more to it.
Right, because again, if not, like, why didn't he start all of this like 5 minutes after like William disappeared and got spring locked? Like, does he know? First off, I guess is a good question. Do you think he knows William got spring locked? Like, surely he has to know something happened to him if he just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely has to know, but
Because that's
that's
been the
kind of I just don't get.
assumption.
Yeah, why does he wait? That's so weird. Like to
And
put
that's
all this into
always
action.
in the game's been the assumption with sister location. To be fair, it is an assumption, but we as fans have always assumed that like he left a message for Michael just before sister location or sometime before, right? Has always been the speculation, right? That like, oh hey Michael, if I drop off the face of the earth, you're to go down to this bunker you've never been in before, da 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 da, right? Like, otherwise, like, how does he even know the place exists, right? If he's truly not involved, as people believe, I'm starting to really doubt that, but if that is the case, right? Like, why did he also wait then? And that was the explanation there. William left a message for him or told him, like, hey, if you don't hear from me for a month, go down here, right? Um, because that's what he also gave in that ending monologue of Sister Location, right? Was like, she was right where you said she would be. Unless I'm
Yeah.
misremembering.
So I'm really curious. Like, was that just a pre-recorded message William left, or like how on earth did they communicate?
Did he leave him a letter? Did he just set him aside one day years before and say, like, oh, hey, if you don't hear from me for a while, like, you're to go down here, but not until that point. Here's the code, right? Like, something like that had to happen.
It's so
Especially if he's
strange.
not involved with the remnant experiments, like a lot believe. Again, I'm starting to doubt that now, with the movie, but
Yeah, at
that's
least with the
just
movie's chain of events.
right. Like that's my big problem that I would pose to you guys and everybody watching, right? Like, why did Michael wait 2 years after not hearing from his father to do all of this, to like initiate this, like leading these reporters to get killed presumably by the puppet and like eventually get her free and start to attack the town, da, 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 da. Like, why didn't he do that 2 years ago would be my question. The shredding chair in FNAF 1 clearly feels like William trying to methodically create agony. I mean, that is a point, right? Like, he needed to make like a animatronic saw trap for that guy, right? Like, if you just wanted him dead, there's easier ways to do it. So it's like, you
There's
know,
clearly
Hello, I am
something
back.
to
Sorry
that
about that, guys.
mask. Welcome
you're
back.
good.
Sweet. What are we talking about now? What are we on?
Uh, I just posed the question to V and everybody else of like, why do you think Michael waited 2 years after
Hmm.
presumably last hearing from William, if he is, which he's clearly working with him in
Right.
this continuity, if he doesn't hear from him after he gets spring locked, right? And he's been in that room ever since. Why does he wait 2 years to initiate all this? Oh, lead these reporters to the old place to get
Yeah.
like killed by Charlotte to set her free and end up killing the town. Like, why did he wait 2 years to
Right,
do
because like, where
that?
was he? I agree, and that's a good point. I really do think that he was already in contact with his dad. I feel like he might have gone right after and found him, and obviously in that state where he's all like, bleh, spring locked, and then he would tell him to do all that. But again, so that 2 year wait period is a long time. I don't know if he's telling him to like, I don't know. I would want to say that they were in contact
Or maybe he needs
since.
Remnant to bring him
Yeah,
back.
exactly. But like, hey, go collect this stuff, or so I can, get feel better or whatever it is. I would want to.
Or
That makes the most sense to me. But yeah.
like I speculate, what if he already was working with William on the Remnant experiments
Yes. No.
and
Yeah. Exactly.
knew?
Right.
Well, and that just has me again, the big tinfoil. But that's what I'm starting to wonder more and more and more in the games. Like, what if Michael was working with William like up until Security Breach? What if he knew a lot
Ooh.
more than we thought he did?
I agree, and yeah, that's another thing where people were saying that he was mischaracterized. That like he was evil, and in the games he's not. I wouldn't really say that. I think he's
Eh?
not. Yeah, I think he's a good guy if you want. That's how you want to put it into like
After
after sister
Security
location
Breach,
or even
Well, I
security
think
breach,
or
right?
yeah, Sister Location. My
Exactly,
bad. Bleh.
but before then, he's still definitely listening to his dad and being, obedient to his orders. Like I wouldn't say he's been a good guy since then, and in that sense, maybe he feels some guilt for his brother's death, and obviously we don't really know because we don't get much about him. But besides that and like that redemption, I don't think that happens till after his location. And again, besides that, he's obviously still listening to his dad, so I don't think he was mischaracterized at all.
Well, and I mean, if that is still the same mechanic, that would also assume that in the movie continuity as well, that there is a crying child,
Yes, or
and that he
Garrett.
would have died the same way.
Yeah.
Unless, yeah, that is something I think I brought up of like, I mean, what's the possibility that William lied, he kidnapped Garrett, and he became the crying child?
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's still the most likely option. Like, and that's the reason Michael would throw him. He's like, "Oh, you're not really my brother. You're some random kid. Guys, put on your mask and throw him in that mouth." That's the best thing I see. And
right, I
then,
mean, he
but
might
just
still feel guilty about
yeah,
that.
maybe yeah. And I think the other issue is just
If
like
he and his,
why hasn't Garrett like appeared? Or showing himself to
yeah,
Michael. That's so random to me
yeah,
and so weird.
what's their plan with Garrett? Like,
Yes, he was only
why?
mentioned twice. We talked about this that night. He was only mentioned twice.
Yep.
Oh, and then also Toy Chica has spring lock. Someone just said in the chat, crazy. And I wonder if that like all the toy has spring locks, which is weird.
Hey, yeah. Why would they be spring
Why
locked,
would they?
guys?
Unless
Spring
they
lock
just
suits.
not necessarily got lazy, but just for like the ease, just kind of had the same interior as every other animatronic, maybe. Because the Ella animatronic from the first one also was spring lock suit. That's the only thing I can see. But even then, like the toys don't really seem like a suit you put on. So I thought that was weird.
Yeah, in the movies, they're not really like drawing a clear line between like different endos like we
Mm-hmm.
have in the games. So it's like,
Yeah,
what if like all of them
just use the same
are
endo.
spring locks?
Right.
Or maybe they use different endo, but like
Yeah.
all of the casings have like spring lock or are spring lock suits basically.
That's what it seems like, but it's weird. I just wonder why.
It is weird.
Hello, Mio. Welcome. It is very weird. Have you guys talked about Circus Baby yet? I feel like that's one that
Oh
honestly
yeah.
connects everything.
Well, I mean, that's been my big evidence I'm leaning on for
Yeah.
like, not only does there have to be other deaths before Charlotte's, there has to be, because again, in the games, what prompted William to make the fun times? It was his remnant experiments, and what prompted his remnant experiments? Trying to bring the crying child back. In my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's. But if I'm right about that, that would also suggest in the movies that there was a crying child and he did
Yeah.
die.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, like, what made William think of and to like not only like know about but like start the remnant experiments in the first place? Again,
Right.
assuming the fun times in the movies serve the same function in the games.
Yeah, I'm still torn up about the Aftons and Crying Child Elizabeth. Elizabeth for me is the one because I'm sure they could do a Garrett or not Garrett, the Crying Child a couple ways, like Garrett or another Afton. But Elizabeth to me is the one like,
Outlier.
yeah, exactly. V, what do you think about Elizabeth? I need your thoughts because I know you were very hyped about Baby in the movie, and I wish I saw
Yeah,
your
what do you
reaction.
think, me?
Yeah, I really did. I wish I saw it.
I guess it just really depends on like, well, there's so many things it depends on. But I feel like if there's a crying child, there would definitely be an Elizabeth too. But it's like, how are they going to weave that in to one more movie? Like that's a lot of suddenly introducing more characters. Even.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you,
I don't know.
I said that night. It just feels weird to keep introducing like a new Afton every single movie and being like, oh yeah, I forgot about him. Or Elizabeth, I think they could do cool like where Vanessa didn't even know, or like Michael, it was like the first daughter and she died super young to his first creation being the fun time, and then that later on they'd find out they have a sister and that she's in the animatronic. Hey, let's go to the bunker. Michael, watch out for the scooper. That's how they could do that. But then why are the fun times designed to be murderous animatronics? Unless they change that. The only way like Elizabeth
Yeah.
being this long lost sister works is if they change the core mechanic of the fun times, which I don't want. So I don't know.
It's also possible that Circus Baby was made after Charlotte's death too.
Oh, right, because yeah, obviously it's that kind of flashback nightmare thing is like around the time where she's like
Yeah.
kind
So it
of
doesn't have to be
before, right? It could be
that
after.
happens.
Ooh, that's true. But then still, I wonder why like William is killing kids because it doesn't seem like that's his first kill. The kid in the overalls, that seems like a very next one. And that's like 82, so I wonder who has he killed before,
Unless it's a
or was it
setup.
Garrett?
Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun.
or that, or
I'm
he
sorry,
is
I'm
right
not
all
gonna
along,
stop saying
and
it.
we'll figure that out soon. But yeah, I'm just wondering like, what was the first? Like, was Garrett the first? But even then, like, he'd have to kill him and then put him in a suit, and that would spark it. I could see that being a possibility, you know? He puts
Well,
him in some
Or we
animatronic,
have
but...
David and the Mimic in this
Oh, God.
timeline, and
And he already knows, yeah.
but-
Oh, man.
so now
Well,
we're getting
because
3
Mike-
prequel movies after this series.
I wouldn't
Mike
mind
isn't
that.
that old, so
I
it's
would love
like
it.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett had to be kidnapped like not that far back, not back to 82.
Yeah,
like, probably in the
no.
90s.
Right,
at some
because...
point.
Yeah, damn. Okay, so that doesn't work then. So, yeah, so I just... Okay, so in the movie, I wonder who's the first, and then how much that really influenced everything else, you know? Because everything
that's
seems
kind of
so
the big
emotional
question,
already.
honestly.
Yeah. And I
To
would say,
me,
like,
it-
Cassidy, or sorry, the Vengeful Spirit, but, I mean, he was freed immediately, so I don't know if that would be the first. But that is something I saw people talk in chat, something we talked about, like Charlie kind of being the stand-in now for the Vengeful Spirit, which I think makes a lot of sense.
Like, yeah, I'm just getting a big... Like, it feels like we're being pointed in the direction of, like, there were deaths before Charlotte's. At the same time, we're seeing
It
it,
seems
too.
like it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love my goofy little theory, I do think that it's more of what you guys are right with what's going
Well, because,
on.
like, otherwise, like, why are we being shown Circus Baby if not just, like, a shameless cameo? Which it might
Exactly.
be, but it's
I
like...
don't think so.
Thinking better of both Blumhouse and Scott, like, why would he give us that? Why would he give us Circus Baby like that, specifically in a dream by Vanessa when she was a little girl?
Right.
Like, that's just
Right, like,
what
yeah.
I'm really
Are we saying this?
leaning on.
She's already possessed? Because again, I think that could work. Because her eyes, okay.
I mean,
were
she
her-
did have green eyes.
Right, yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys think the eyes were green, right? Or was I? Because I've tried to look
It
at
sure
different
looked
videos
green
and they
to
look
me, but-
green.
Yeah, I remember green
But at the same
eyes.
time, in every recording, like because you're recording like huge green, like the eyes just go super bright, so it's hard to tell in the recordings, honestly.
That's
Well,
So I
and
want
if
to
I
wait
remember
till,
right,
you know, yeah.
you brought up the idea of like, well, what if Scott, you know, just twisting his feet at night, just giggling to himself, was like, ooh, what if I swapped the eye color for the movie?
Oh man,
just
that'd
for the
be
heck of it.
Like, they won't know till the third movie, T. Right. I mean, it would be something Scott would do.
I say that'd be hilarious.
Which would suggest she isn't possessed, but it's like, again, like, we got her for a reason, is just what I keep thinking. And my mind just keeps going to, like, there has to be something before now. If she's seeing that from the perspective of when she was a little girl,
Right.
like, roughly the same age we see her in 1982, right? It looks to be, because I think they used...
like around before or after, probably like around Charlie's death.
Or
I want to
no.
say after.
Wait a minute.
Was she younger or was it the same
Was
actor?
the little girl in the dream younger than Vanessa in the prologue
I
scene?
saw someone
I
point that out where it was
think
like
she
a different
was.
actor and she looked younger, but I was like, really?
If that's the case, because that's what I'm starting to... Yeah, I think she was younger in the dream, which if that is the case, then whatever's going on with Circus Baby, she saw her before even Charlotte died.
Right. So
Which
then
is
how many
also
like
very
victims are there for then the fun times to happen? And again, I also
Right.
bring up the locations. Like, do we have the bunker or do we have Circus Baby's Future World that like the games was open not even for the day, killed Elizabeth, and then he creates the bunker years down the line? Like, which one are they doing both? Are they picking and choosing? Chica's Party World, where does that fit in? Also, I think could be interesting.
Oh god.
Right? Yeah.
Which would again suggest that there has to be a crying child for William to not only have the motivation,
Yeah.
but again, just knowledge of Remnant and how it vaguely works to begin with. Because, like, if not, it's like, what, did William just randomly, like, oh, yes, if I
Right.
randomly kill children and, like, put
It
them
might-
into
something
suits,
might
I can
happen,
harvest
yeah.
their souls,
Right, and yeah, I
Like,
just don't want the explanation. He's just like a crazy dude because I think there should be more than that, especially in this
crazy
case.
and randomly stumbled on pseudo-immortality. Like,
Ooh,
is
wait,
just a little...
sorry, Rebecca brought up a cool point. Rebecca's, sorry, 96. Do you think that Vanessa could have a twin sister that got by baby? That could be cool. That'd be a huge twist. Something like that, where it's just like the only way I see him doing it is like something like that, long lost sister type of thing. That's the
Which
only way. Green eyes. She had
I
green
will
eyes.
point out, like, it is odd. Like, when we first got Vanessa in the games, right? Like, people were talking about, like, isn't this so odd that she kind of seems to be, like, an alternate grown-up version of Elizabeth?
Right, yeah, that's exactly,
Silver Eyes
yeah.
trilogy.
Or she's a robot, which
Oh,
I don't know how I feel about that one, guys. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Vanessa in the games
Yeah,
is a
she just
robot.
like has a cut or something in another movie, and then Oh no, because they can bleed. And actually, I don't know how they would even do that. That'd be so weird.
Well, it is
But
weird how many things from that trilogy they keep putting in the movies.
yes, yeah.
It
So
sure is, isn't it?
people do have a
Vanessa
valid
bot.
point when they bring that up.
Which, remind me, what was the third book in the Silver Eyes trilogy?
Like the name of it, or
Well,
just
like
like,
that, or just in
well, we
general, it was the
essentially
story of like when, what was it? Circus Baby and Charlotte were going back and forth. Like she was trying to like steal her identity and whatnot, and blah blah blah. Was the third one, if I remember right? I forget the name of it because the Twisted Ones was the second one. The Fourth Closet. There we go. So, like, if like continuing that parallel, what if the third movie has like elements of the Fourth Closet as well?
Right.
Is just what I wonder. Mixed with FNAF 3.
wait. How does the chat saying security breach supports the twin sister baby theory? Wait, how does that? What is the support for that? I missed it. I'm sorry.
That would be cool.
Yeah, if you guys could explain that one.
I missed
Or
that.
twin
Like how
brother.
that connects. I'm sorry.
Like, I think there's a non-zero chance that Garrett ends up being the crying child.
Yeah, I
It'd be
mean,
really funny.
just where I was
I
like, it's
mean,
so hard.
That's
Like,
why he's always crying, because
for,
that's not the life he wanted. He wanted to be with his real
I
family.
but
mean,
then
for
yeah, but
years in
then
the
I guess the only
games,
thing to me is just throws away that I will put you back together. Like, why would you want to put him back together if he's not really son? Wait, also,
Because
do you
it's all
guys?
about his experiment.
That's never mind.
George.
Thank you. But wait, are we saying that the crying child is the first, right, in the game's timeline?
I don't
Is that
know.
what we're all saying, or because I do
I
like that,
don't.
but then I think of like when he's in the storage room and we see hair popping out is what it looks like from a suit.
mm-hmm.
So I'm
Oh, the VR
like,
sisters. Okay, from the like arcade game thingy that. Yeah, Fury's Rage.
Fury's
Okay, I
oh
get what everyone's saying. I'm so sorry. I
cooking
was not
cooking.
keeping
No,
up with
yeah,
chat
no, yeah.
with
I also took the
that. Now I understand.
and the rooftop ending also, yeah, where we see two Vanessas basically.
From Immortal
Cool.
and the Restless, I will also point out that for years we've been struggling to understand, like, what was Scott trying to hammer into our heads with, like, the baby isn't mine, the baby isn't mine.
That could be Kara's true.
I mean, what, what if, like
Yeah.
some people have speculated in the games, what if, the crying child wasn't his?
Mm. Could
For
be, yeah, and
some
same
reason
reason it
that
works
he
like movie in
kidnapped
games.
him.
Yeah, Michael just doesn't like him. That's why he threw him. Wait, also, I was gonna say something. I totally forgot. Never mind. Damn it, I had it right there. Go ahead. Sorry. Ignore. I just interrupted. I was so
um,
excited about it too. Oh no.
uh,
Dang.
just try to hunt for it again. I've had that happen like
Right? I'm
3
like,
times.
oh wait, and then I'm like, no. Why was I about to say it? Now
Yeah,
it's
no,
gone. I'm
like if
so
you've
sorry.
got
It's
to
gone. Oh my
talk
bad.
over me to hang on to a point, please, by all
No,
means.
you're
Like
good.
I
Cause
hate
no,
it when that
it was
happens
literally
to
in that
me.
second I saw something. I was like, yes, and then as I reached like lean to my mic, it was gone. So I'm
It's like,
sorry.
no, I
Yeah,
forgot.
it's like totally forgot this huge point. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
um, yeah, no, that's just what I keep harping on about is that we were given Circus Baby for a reason. And Circus Baby is one of the fun times. The fun times were made to continue the Remnant experiments. And the only reason William started the Remnant experiments is that he had a motive to try and bring the crying child back, or bare minimum, first got introduced to Remnant either at least from the crying child's death, if not, like I speculate in the games, him seeing the fallout of Secret of the Mimic, right? And seeing David is where he first kind of got clued in to like, oh, hey, there's spectral soul stuff going on. Okay, cool, right? He has to know because if he doesn't know about that and he's just like, is that the explanation? He's just randomly killing kids because, and he just finds out about Remnant from that. Or again, the other alternative is just that, oh, the fun times have nothing to do with Remnant in this continuity, which sure might be what he's doing, but that feels very not cool to
Right.
me,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I'm extrapolating a lot from a little, but that's just what I'm thinking that
Mhm.
and again that there's a non-zero chance that that Garrett ended up being the crying child, that for whatever reason he not only lied about killing him, but he like kidnapped him to raise him as his own son.
Right. That's
Like
just. Why? And
Why?
still,
Well,
yeah, why that
Yeah,
family
well,
still?
and I don't think that would really work because again, like he
Hello,
had to
Omni
be
Soap.
kidnapped at like what in the 90s? Because like how old is Mike in 2000 in the first movie?
I want to
Like
say
20s?
26, 26, 7?
Yeah, like mid
2000?
20s. And like how old was he in the flashback? You
I say like
think?
13, probably early teens is what he looked like.
Yeah, like
bronze.
early teen.
Sorry.
For God's sake,
I'm
bronze.
sorry, I had to.
Uh, so let's like shave 10
But
years off of it, roughly. Like let's say he's 20, I don't know, 3 in the first movie.
Okay.
So he's 13 when Garrett is kidnapped. So shaving 10 years off of 2000 would be 1990, right?
Right.
That's still way after 1982.
Yeah.
That's kind of the pickle, right?
Yeah, so it's so hard finding the first because Crying Child or Garrett probably not even Charlie, not it.
Or like, what is that? Just his motivation to like random, like, oh, while I'm in the
Yeah.
middle of these random experiments, let me kidnap this
Yes, you're right.
random
Yeah,
kid,
it's a good
raise him
point.
as
You're right.
my
It is like
own.
most like in the middle when he already had a good,
Right.
idea of what he was doing. So,
Well, and that would be after his motive was created to try and bring the crying. Like, he can't have a motive for bringing back the crying child if Garrett is
right.
the crying child stand-in, but he wasn't captured to the 90s like a decade
Yes.
later. Like that doesn't make sense.
Wait, sorry, just as a good point about Immortal and Relentless, right? The Guardian says
Mhm.
that I recently learned that Scott never told the animator to make Vlad's outfit purple. The animator just wanted to make the outfit purple. Interesting. I
Interesting.
did not know that. I just first time learning that. Um,
I
I
mean,
wanted to
I
hop on
will.
another comment I saw quick.
of course.
Blue
Yeah, go
Star
ahead.
said, "I think Immortal and the Restless is just showing that William didn't want to be Michael's father." And I do think
Hmm.
it's more likely that something like that is the case,
Yeah.
whether it's him or the crying child, because the child in that show literally looks exactly like the dad. So it's like I feel like
Hmm.
it is his flesh and blood child in
Oh,
that
interesting.
story.
Or is it a Vanessa situation and she just this other kid just so happens to look like one of the Afton kids?
Oh, got it.
I mean,
You know, you've
again, like
got a point.
that's kind of what the whole deal with Vanessa was like. Oh yeah, your father Bill A, right, and like the drama with the mom, and like it might legitimately be just a parallel, but depending on like
Yeah.
what you think, whether it's William or some other character, I'll just say that chose her specifically in Security Breach to draw her there, right? Like,
Hmm.
it might just be a massive coincidence. There might be an ulterior motive for it, but I don't think Vanessa is Elizabeth in the games. I think she's a
Yeah,
pretty
I
clear
don't either.
parallel,
Right.
right? I think that parallel was probably intentional, but by who and for what reason, I'm not really sure yet. And that's just what I'm kind of extrapolating to the movies here, right? Like, if that logic is applied to the crying child and ergo Garrett, right? Like, even still, it's possible, but like it'd be so weird, and like it's impossible. Like, if I'm right about Circus Baby, like I have to be wrong about Garrett is the problem, right? Because again, if he doesn't kidnap Garrett until like 1990, like, and we clearly see Circus Baby would have existed even before 1982, like that's kind of a problem. Either like he makes the fun times for a completely different reason. Yeah, I mean, either that or like he has another kid. Like he has to have a motive for making the fun times, unless they're made for a totally different reason, I guess. Which that just feels so like lame, I guess, is the one
I
word I
mean,
can
they
think of.
could just go Silver Eyes trilogy motive where he just wants to keep living.
But even if that's the case, how does he find out about any of this? How does he know that souls are a thing, that remnant is a thing, and like even point him in the direction of his experiments, right?
Well,
Like,
it seems like they were teasing that if Charlotte's not the first kill, then
mhm.
he clearly like has already kidnapping kids. Then it's just earlier in the timeline, and we don't get to figure like the, the specifics out until the next movie.
Right, and
Mhm.
that's just what I'm wondering. Like, whether he has to be doing something with Remnant before that, but it's like he has to
Yeah.
also find out. Now, I'm not saying it has to be one for the one in the games, right? Because like what I'm working on in my theory is that like he first gets a hint of it in Secret of the Mimic, right? And then with the Crying Child's death, he gets even more of like a pointed in that direction of like, oh, this soul stuff is a thing, right? And then it's like made blatantly clear to him after he kills Charlotte, sees her physically possess the puppet, and he's like, oh, where did these tear streaks come from? Why is this thing like almost sentient? Oh, hey, this isn't the first time I've seen that. Like, that makes more logical sense to me of like in the games how he got drawn to do the Remnant experiments rather than just like, I guess, stumbling on it. And it's like, oh, like I'm killing these kids randomly and stuffing them into suits randomly, and then I also randomly notice that they're possessing it. Oh, cool. Maybe I can melt them down into immortal soul juice, right? Like, maybe, but it's like I don't know. Like, I feel like there has to be something pointing him in that direction beforehand. Is just my pickle.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure, I guess, the direction. Not only like with the games, but really with the movie, because we could say like really a lot right now, right, of where everything's gonna go. But at the end of the day, they could just throw in a twin out there, like a robot, and then again, it kind of derails it. Because I figured the last one, no one was expecting. First of all, Charlie or even Michael Afton. We kind of had, oh, Michael was probably gonna be, his Garrett is the crying child, and then, or the puppet. I mean, sorry, it's probably the puppet, and his dad is Henry, and that's why he targeted him, and that makes sense. We're all like on the right track apparently, and then boom. Michael Afton and Charlie and Henry also exist supposedly, so that's why I'm like so not hesitant, but I'm like, oh, I don't even know what like anything I'm saying is gonna hold up 2 years from now, because in FNAF 3, Abby shows up and then turns out it's the evil sister this whole time, or something like that. So I'm like, man, I don't know. It's just funny, I think.
I mean, V, what do you think? You've been a little quiet.
Have I?
Well, I mean,
Cooking
like,
up something.
do you think I'm like onto something, or am I off the deep end here? Or am I just looking way too into Circus Baby?
I mean, you kind of have to with FNAF, especially with the character literally being shown while Vanessa's a kid.
Right, like, and not just a kid, but from what I remember, specifically a younger version of her than we saw in 1982.
That I did not notice, so I can't comment on that.
Chat, like, am I insane, or like, did they use a separate younger actress for the Dream
Right, yeah, and
Vanessa girl
I was trying to
versus
look.
the Vanessa in 82?
Yeah, no, I was trying to look at the cast, but I couldn't find anything, especially because it's like so new in that sense. I couldn't like find two Vanessas. Which
Right, and was only like in that one.
yeah,
like, scene.
yeah, because you're right, and that's I swear I thought that too at one moment, like, oh, she looks like younger in that sense, where it's like, when did this flashback happen? But then also, sorry, this is kind of random in that sense, but also another reason why I'm so hesitant to throw in Crying Child or Elizabeth Afton are like the photos. We don't see any photos with a third or even a fourth child. It's just Vanessa and Michael. And again, I pointed this out when we were talking, but Miss Afton's face is cropped out for some reason.
I was about to
why.
mention, like, yeah, why not just make her a random generic woman's face, guys? Like,
no, they crop it out.
Why is her face? Why
is
her face worth hiding?
Yes.
Why is it worth cropping out, and not just making a generic woman face?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that, guy? Like, again, that's my tinfoil, like, really tight, but like, why is her face worth hiding? Why not just give us a generic woman look, and it's like, oh, hey, I guess that's what Miss Afton looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
But I will say, like, honestly, she looked like Aunt Jane. That's the only thing I'll say. That's from the look we had. I don't know how that would work or what that means, but she looked like Aunt Jane.
And I mean, speaking of, like, how interesting is it that it turns out that
Vulcan.
Vengeful Spirit Boy didn't kill her?
Yes, right. If he's the Vengeful Spirit, yes, I thought she was dead. I mean, that was something we said for sure. She's probably dead, and it turns out she's alive and in a loony bin. That sucks.
She's just sleeping.
She's just sleeping. She actually was. He was right. Yeah.
And that whole problem, like, that's one of the notes I wrote here, right? That something that V and I noticed at least is that
Mhm.
the Vengeful Spirit and Charlotte swap, and Puppet in the games is the one holding William's soul when she moves on when the Vengeful Spirit takes him to Ultimate Custom Night.
Right.
That wacky, because that seems to be what the boy is implying in the end when he kind of turns to Michael and is like, "Oh, hey, like I won't when I leave, I won't be able to hold him for anymore, da da da," and he'll get out or something
Mhm.
like that, right?
Yeah.
Which is super odd
Mhm.
because like it implies that like he and the puppet have like swapped roles.
Yeah.
Because like, is it not wild to you and everybody else watching that like how aggro and like aggressive, vengeful, if you will, that like Charlotte appeared
100%. Yeah.
in this movie? Like, she seemed like very aggressive, and yeah, again, I made that point in my Nightmare Own plush vid, but like I'm wondering if in the movies they swap roles. Because what do we see in the game? Charlotte moved on, and the Vengeful Spirit is the one that refused to.
Right. Hangs on to him. Yeah. No, I definitely
But
think
it
they're gonna
seems
switch
like it's,
roles.
yeah, swapped, which
Yeah.
is super odd because if we roll with that and run with the assumption that the Vengeful Spirit kid in the movies here is taking the role of Charlotte the puppet in the games, and what he said about holding him, does that imply in the games that it was actually Charlotte that was holding William's soul? And
Mhm.
once she moved on, then the vengeful spirit was free to like capture his soul? Is that what it's implying?
I'm just trying to think. It's so yeah. It's so weird the
It's
direction they're heading in.
wild,
Yeah.
yeah, but like assuming again they swap roles, that would imply it wasn't the vengeful spirit
Mm.
holding him the entire time. It
Yeah.
just
It was the.
grabbed him after Charlotte moved on.
Mhm. I don't know. I have a um. Sorry, something else. Kind of for Charlie. Omnisoap says because it reminded me of it that she doesn't blame William, which is weird. Because I know the
Yep.
parents definitely had a role. Don't get me wrong, they sucked. But to not blame William at all feels weird. That's why we didn't really
Super
talk
odd.
about it, but I thought from the last movie the whole drawing mechanic was gonna have a role. Like, why didn't they just try drawing, the truth in that sense? Like, why did the drawings only apply to the missing children incident? And then why? I get the music box. Why was with Charlie? It's kind of her thing, especially here, like Vanessa leaving it or whatever, and her dad making it. But like, what is like the drawings just never came up again? How like they show the truth, or just the idea that Charlie doesn't know the truth and they might have to expose it in like the next movie or so forth to kind of rest her soul. Because I'm hoping she gets her happiest day or something. Because I think the missing children incident being freed is so quick. Not a missed opportunity, but I just want a happiest day. I talked about this with you guys. Thank you, Mio. I appreciate it. Whoever got it. Me
Oh, sorry
loafers
about your
got the
phone.
gifts. Thank you. Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, hope you're okay. By the way, because she found ice, which sucks. So I hope you're okay.
Ugh.
um, but thank you, by the way. Can't say enough. Thank you, and Meatloafers got it. Um, Missing children incident was freed. Yeah, I didn't like that in that sense because I want the happiest day. Especially if we're saying it is the crying child. His birthday party never got, so forth. Kind of this nice symbolic type of thing. We didn't get any of that. They just kind of walked out of their pizzeria and they're freed. Which is weird because why didn't they do that all those years they were there, or did they just not know? Because it seems like they did. But besides the point, I just hope Charlie gets her happiest day. I don't know what that would look like, but it makes sense if they recreated like the day she lost, kind of the show with the puppet, maybe something like that. I don't know. I think that'd be cool
Uh,
if Charlie got happiest day, something like that, and that she's the vengeful spirit in a sense.
Not, at least I'm starting to wonder if it's not like completely, it's not like she's the one you shouldn't have killed or the vengeful spirit. It's just that like she's the one that was holding him. Like to like paint a picture here. It's like Charlotte or the puppet was like holding him down and like the vengeful spirit was like kicking him basically, right? Like or waiting to pounce on him, right?
Right.
Like I trying to think of a better way to put that. Like the vengeful spirit is still the vengeful spirit, and whether you think that's the one you should not have killed or not, here nor there, but that's just because it would still kind of jive in the games of like Charlotte was holding him or like keeping his soul around basically, kinda. And then once she moved on, she let go of it, like the boy is talking about, right? Again, assuming they're swapping roles, which seems to be the case, because like if the boy in the movie is the vengeful spirit stand-in, right? Like he is closely associated with Golden Freddy, right?
Well, yeah, okay, no, well, I think that
The
they're just
blonde
doing
boy.
the. No, yeah, sorry. I guess he's the closest thing for Nugger. But what I was thinking is that I think they're gonna swap him completely. Like in the games, Golden Freddy's Vengeful Spirit, and then in the timeline or the movie, it'll be the puppet. Because he just hasn't seemed so vengeful. I think they're doing a complete swap.
Yes.
And say we get Ultimate Custom Night, it's gonna be her voice. But still, I
Yeah.
mean, why didn't we get
That's what
Golden
I
Freddy? I
think
don't
for
know.
the Oh, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I do think
Yeah.
that for the movies, I'm just saying,
Right.
like, if we
Oh, for the
can
games,
follow
yeah.
that idea,
Uh huh.
and like, if they are swapped, right? Pretend, assuming it is a swap, pretend
Yeah.
Charlotte is the one speaking for the boy in the movie, but in the games, if you get what I mean. Like, if their roles are swapped, and he is the opposite of what Charlotte is in the games, well,
Hmm.
assuming it, like, pretending we're in the games continuity for a second, like, pretend we're putting Charlotte there in his place with what he's
Yeah.
saying. Like, in the games, imagine Charlotte saying then, like, oh, hey, like, after I'm gone, I won't be able to hold him anymore, which, again, just implies to me that there's a possibility in the games she was actually the
Oh,
one
I see. I gotcha. Holding him
kind of
for some
keeping
reason.
him
Yeah.
contained. Right.
Interesting.
Well, maybe like containing him to keep him away from the others, or
Hmm.
like from what the boy says there, like he kind of makes it sound like he's keeping him contained to that room or like
Yeah,
shut
so he
off
can't
or
move.
asleep or
Yeah, right.
something.
Like, yeah, shut off is what I'd say. Yeah.
Right. So like if it is a true full swap, like you're thinking and I'm starting to kind of think, if we follow that backwards to the games, I'm just wondering like, oh, is Charlotte the one doing that to him in the games, opposite of the boy in the movie? And it's only after she moves on, because she clearly moves on from what we see with the tearless puppet mask and the Tangle
Yes.
in
Yes. Right.
Security Breach. Um, Once she moves on, that's when the vengeful spirit jumps on him, and we get Ultimate Custom Night. Is
Interesting.
just the
Yeah.
theory I was kind of posing.
No,
Was
I like
like,
that a lot. Yeah, I think that's cool. And I'm sure like if Scott had all of it planned out, I feel like he would have done exactly that with like giving a puppet a bigger role or something. Literally what happened in the movie, but she was holding him type of thing. I love it.
I mean, it's wild to think like I'm kind of like the idea of like the one retcon was like him
Ooh.
swapping the roles of or that Charlotte was originally supposed to be the crying
Yes.
child.
Yeah, I know Game Theory thought. I think now we're just
I
seeing his
really
original
like,
vision in the games or the movie, which is kind of cool to think about if that's what's happening.
yes.
Wow,
Well,
that's
I
cool.
mean that visual of like the giant puppet thing in the mini game like mirroring the crying child's like crying and like position sitting
Yeah.
exactly is like very weird
Right.
in
And yeah,
retrospect now, isn't
and
it?
no, and yeah, and in the movies, like we obviously see Charlie, her eyes, like basically the tears. I know we see it with
Yep.
Foxy in the first movie, but that's more like for a moment. But here she has it like permanently on, which to me, I think that's the role or the way they're heading in, which is so cool.
And
And
notice they're not
yeah,
like tears, they're like black
yes,
streaks, which where have
exactly.
we
Which to
seen
me,
that before?
yeah, exactly, like the Sprite 8-bit mini game, the crying child. So that's why I'm like, I think it's so cool if we're finally getting his vision.
Or Into the Pit,
Yeah,
even.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow.
With the pit monster, right? With it's
Exactly. Yeah.
the black streaks coming out of its eyes, which
Wow.
is either remnant or agony, but it might be
I'd say
agony, at
agony.
least in
Yeah, I
Into the
don't
Pit.
know. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, oh, that's not the first time I've seen
Right.
this.
Yeah. I recognize that.
Well, I mean, in the movies, it would have to be remnant,
Right.
because, like, it's not like the Foxy Boy or Charlotte are agony creatures. I think they are the actual souls of the kids,
Mhm.
like, pretty clearly.
I
As it, That's just what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
it
no, I
has to
agree.
be Remnant in the
Yeah, it's gotta be
movie.
Remnant. I don't think they'll. Maybe they can do Agony, but I think that is such like a hardcore thing. Because it kind of brings me to what Mio asking. She said like, would my the movie be enjoyable for like her husband? Like, just I'm assuming someone who doesn't like FNAF. Yeah, not really into FNAF. I'd say maybe not. Honestly, unfortunately, I think there are so many things where you unfortunately have to be FNAF. Not unfortunately, because the movie's for the fans. But if he does just enjoy in general like action, maybe he would. Because I do think at the end it just really picks up with animatronics fighting each other, and then Mango going into
Right.
like just banging into Freddy. So I think maybe he would, but at the same time maybe not. Um, so still take him because I say watch the FNAF movie.
For sure.
Yes,
If you haven't yet.
yes, if you have it. But oh, I forgot what I was saying with something. I totally forgot. Man, why does it keep happening today? Just the stream apparently. I
And
just
also
want to
The
keep
make
Red
forgetting.
Bull.
oh,
The Red Bull is kicking in, or the After Effects. I'm losing it
Blue
clearly.
Star brought up a great point here. This just makes me wonder what on earth Charlie was doing while Follow Me was happening. Isn't it
Oh.
odd as well? And because I thought this in the movies, like we don't see Charlotte once giving gifts or giving life. It seems to kind of imply that like from the second their bodies got put into the suits after they killed, they were just kind of there.
Right.
And that I guess giving gifts, giving life from Charlotte was never needed, apparently.
Yeah, right. We just never got it. Yeah.
Which makes me what like in retrospect, like why are we seeing that in the game? Like why is that a necessary mechanic in the games? Apparently, for Scott to have shown us that, if William also just put their bodies in the suits directly, anyways.
Hmm.
Like why is give gifts, give life necessary for us to see
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it
in the
seems like in
games at
this
least?
timeline. Oh, never mind. In the
Well,
games.
yeah, in the movie it's clearly different, but it's like
Hmm.
that just makes me wonder, right? Like why is that necessary? If like
Yeah.
clearly it worked in the movies, right? Like why is giving gifts and life by Charlotte if in both continuities they're stuffed into the suits after they're killed,
Hmm.
right? Like
Right.
what's the point of it? What's the point of Scott showing us give gifts, give life?
Man, I don't even know.
Mhm. V, do you have any stabs at that?
Right.
Well, it depends on if things work differently in the movie timeline versus the game timeline.
Right, which would be so complicated, but yeah.
Very
I
much so.
I think there are things, and again, this is kind of my hot take of how I think like all of the FNAF verse works. And I've stated this before in our first stream, and I still stick by this: is that everything is canon. It's just all in separate continuities. There is a game's continuity. There is a movie's continuity. There is a
Yeah.
book's continuity. And just for the sake of making my life easier, there is an Into the Pit continuity. So we've got 4 separate
I want to say it's in
continuities.
the
They're
same
all
continuity,
canon.
but yeah. No, I'm kidding.
I do too.
Yeah,
Right?
no, the more and more you think about it, the harder
Yeah.
and harder it gets, doesn't it? So there's games, books, movies, Into the Pit. There's 4 separate continuities, and they each like borrow details from each other. Like there's core nuggets you can kind of share between them, but like the general story beats can be very different, right? Like part of why Into the Pit is frustrating, right? Like why are there books and game things in there? Like why are we seeing like the mediocre melodies in the same time we're seeing like that golden boy statue thing from the books? That's sure annoying, isn't it?
Very much, yes. I feel like that could be its
Right.
own kind of thing if we wanted it to.
And that's why I just slap separate continuity on it and am done with it.
No, yeah. But just
but
I want to say just in general, amazing game. But yeah, totally
yes.
its own thing,
Which
please.
got it. I need to play it. Hell, we might need to play it.
Yes.
But that's just what I'm wondering here, right? Like, we can, despite what people say, and I get it, right? Like, I was one of the people frustrated when Secret of the Mimic came out, right? Because that threw out a lot. Like, what was the thinking there for a while that, like, Fazbear Frights is 100% canon, is what a
Right.
lot of
Yeah.
people were thinking. And, like, that got blown out of the water immediately. And I think a lot of people have, like, overcorrected and said, like, oh, no, burn all the books and none of them matter at all, period. And it's like,
Yeah. I think just
I
using
don't think that's
parts of them, just kind of. But that also feels weird just to like pick this one, oh, but not the other piece of thing, whatever. But I do want to
it.
say, just in general, it's kind of like the
It is frustrating,
yeah.
but
And that sucks
I'm
with the movie too, because I wish like we could use the movie for like more evidence in that sense, but at the same time, it's hard to because so much of it is different. Especially with Michael. I love Michael Afton in the games and in the movie even, right? Um, but it's hard to say like
well,
with whatever happens in the next games, like can we use that with the games? Probably not, unless it's like entered.
or at least not completely. Well, like all the continuities are very different from it. The games are very different from the books, and the books are very different from the movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just what I'm. What they're at the same time though. How as tempting as it is to just like throw like very clear walls
Mm-hmm.
in between each continuity. I don't think you can because I will eternally remind everybody, where did we first learn the name William Afton?
The books. Before that was
Silver
Vincent.
Eyes.
It was Vincent to the
Yep.
fandom.
Because it again reminding you, it came out before Sister Location.
Right. Yeah.
We first hear William Afton's name in the
Mm-hmm.
books.
Right, and then he's like
As much
Mr. Afton in Sister Location, which planned out perfect. Played out
Yep.
perfectly. Yeah.
As much as people hate that, right? Like that is a canon bit of information we got of the games in the books. As much as people hate it, right? So that proves to me, like, oh, there's at least one thing that parallels, so what else does,
Yeah.
right? Like, I know there was another example I thought of like, maybe the Mimic, or what was it? Yeah, like a lot, like, what is it? From, like, the Storyteller. Like, a lot of details we got about, like,
Yeah.
Edwin.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
But also, I think
before we
it's
even saw Secret of the
no.
Mimic,
Yeah. I
we
just
got
think
them in.
sorry. I just think it's cool how many times we actually see like a tree in the games. And every time I see it, especially with like
Yeah.
glitchtrap or anything like that, I'm like, oh my god, it's real.
Or or even just the general story beat, because there are differences in between, but the general like setup of like Edwin and David, like
Yeah.
that is where we first heard it, was in the Storyteller
Yeah. Exactly.
before Secret of the Mimic came out. So it's like,
Yes, where everyone was like, no, that's just like a parallel, which I also believed in at one point. It was a rough ride those few months.
I mean, yeah, and I mean it largely is. It's just like general things. Like there is a boy called David, there is a man called
Right.
Edwin, there was
Yeah.
a factory called MCM,
But just the way
right?
they did it, I much prefer in the games, honestly.
Oh yeah, and me too. Like I
Yeah.
really like Secret of the
Me too.
Mimic for
Love
that,
it.
but it's just like that's just another example I can use of like, well, there's another example, guys, of like we got canon information from the games in the books before the game came out. How frustrating is that, everybody?
Mhm.
Like that's just what I like. You can't, to me, that is those two things are evidence of like, oh, I can borrow some things from one continuity and use them for another. Now, the trick for us is figuring out what is borrowed. Like what translates, right?
Right.
It's just to reinforce this idea, Scott is not putting up like massive walls in between the games and the movies and the books and into the pit, right?
Mhm.
There are things that bleed over, is just the point I wanted to make.
And yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, and that's definitely what's happening in the movie so far, and I agree. But you're right, just with what you said, it's our job. Unfortunately, I wish it was Scott's. I wish
Right.
he just told us flat out. But yeah, it is our job to kind of find out um, which ones, I guess, what pieces, And to me, I
Right.
think the most important, or I wish what we could do more was like the animatronics, like the Unwithereds. I think is a good example. Like their prototypes, we could probably fit that in somewhere, honestly, with the games. But then there's other things where they just completely redo like who was the first in those, where I'm like, I'd probably stay away from all of that. Um, but I think to me in general, just I think the animatronics usually are the same between the movies and games. Like we know Circus Baby exists. We know it wasn't like Ella, from the first, or not, was it Ella from like the first movie? We know there is actually Circus Baby, things like that.
Yes.
Where that's why I look at the shadows, for example, and that's why I'm like, oh, in the movies, Shadow Freddy is a real one. So in the games, I also think he's a real one. Just look at him in the FNAF 2 cams. He looks so real, not just like a black shadow, where he's a shadow body.
Yep.
And then again, in the FNAF 2 movie, he is actually just shadow. Things like that. Where so far, even though we already have two movies, the animatronics are really the only things I think that we can pull from. Because besides that, the characters are completely different. Even the motives so far seem to be really different. Timeline, obviously, 2000s, I would stay away from that.
Right, like some things are very different and some things well, and
Yeah.
while I'm thinking of it, like I did see Shadow Bonnie for that split second when he brings up the light, but like
Yeah. I was so mad I missed it,
unless
but
I missed it, like is there a Shadow Freddy?
I don't think there was, right, guys? I don't know.
Unless he's really hidden there, like
I
yeah,
don't think there
someone
was,
like
no.
let me in the chat know if you
Yeah,
saw
if anyone
Shadow
knows
Freddy,
Shadow
awesome,
Freddy.
but I only remember seeing Shadow Bonnie for that split second, which
Yes, me
again
too.
is like kind of frustrating. Like it's cool, and I'm glad we got it, but it's like we're no closer to answering like what are the shadows?
Right.
What do you guys think they are? Right? Like, are they agony creatures? Are they just
I like the idea that they were like remnant manifestations from people who like had spring lock accidents, but then like why is Toy Bonnie like why is it not the shadow of a like Spring Bonnie, which would make
yup?
much more sense. I like that the most, but again, just because it doesn't line up perfectly, I just lean towards agony for some reason. But again, it's like that why? Why would they manifest? You know, some accident maybe with the animatronics, but then people are like, oh, maybe Toy Bonnie. It's like the bites, you know, bite of 83. That's why Golden Freddy has its own, and then bite of 87 is Toy Bonnie, so that's why he gets his own shadow, which also works. I just think that why is the most important part. But I think most of us can agree with Remnant, especially with FNAF AR, which you know we all have our thoughts. I love it. I'm sad it got deleted from my phone, but FNAF AR obviously we get a bunch of Remnant play with like Bonnie or Shadow Bonnie, so I think that's kind of just the why
Shadow
now.
Bonnie, while I'm thinking of it, is tricky because I'm pretty sure it's very rare, but he can manifest before both the bite of 87 and the DCI. And he is a shadow of Toy Bonnie, which is
Yeah,
massively frustrating.
that is,
How can
yeah,
he
you're right.
appear before anything happens at the FNAF 2 building?
Hmm. That's a great point, and I'm gonna ignore it because I don't have an answer. Now I'm kidding, but I'm like, man, he's right. Wait, it can't be Bite of 87. Never mind. It's at the beginning of the game. Wait, that doesn't
Yep.
work.
It's very rare, but
Um,
he can pop up before, what is
yeah,
it, the fourth night? Or well,
right,
technically
or fifth,
fifth, but
sixth, yeah,
yeah.
whatever, 6, 7. So I guess in that sense, I'm like, I don't know. I actually, you know what? I still believe not Shadow Bonnie, sorry, but I still believe that Shadow Freddy is the real suit, you know, and that's why he's like
Yes.
Rio and Follow Me, or if that's a mini game, then maybe I'm forgetting it. But versus Shadow Bonnie is definitely just Remnant, especially because in FNAF AR, I think there's a reason we didn't see Shadow Freddy like with this Remnant stuff, just Shadow Bonnie. Um, so you know, best case scenario, just Shadow Freddy's like a spare part suit, like the Wizards are in the movies. But Shadow Bonnie, we still can't find that why, you know, because the obviously the Bite of 87 doesn't work, nor the DCI. Also, no
Well,
DCI in
and
the
like
movie. I don't know if you guys talked about that, but
we
that
sure
was
did.
weird. Yeah, you did. Okay,
Gosh.
perfect.
Because like
Cool. It's
that's
just
what
yeah.
I've had to write a massive essay in the video I'm doing about like why the DCI was necessary, and here I just watched the movie and there's not a breath of a
Right? How
mention of
perfect
it.
would have been like, oh yeah, and then in the movie we have even more evidence, or we had this great, you
Well,
know,
and it's
nothing. Yeah, nothing.
now well because now I'm second guessing myself because it's like oh god, it's like Scott trying to like subtly imply that there wasn't a DCI, but it's like there has to be. We outright saw them in the what is it mini game
Yeah, yeah.
of what is it save that where they're like spread all throughout the
Right.
building,
Yeah.
and they're very clearly not the MCI.
Yeah. Right, and I
So
have
it's
seen
like
like you know I think we talked about it last time or maybe a couple streams ago where there are some explanations to DCI. It's like oh it's actually just the originals just kind of manifesting their body or however you want to look at it, you know. But I don't know. I think the way Scott it just clearly was supposed to be like another incident, you know, especially with like oh someone used the suit maybe or the phone calls,
see
you
the back
know.
of yellow one.
Yeah, so for it to just kind of be something else seems weird. But then why was it never pursued? Like we're talking like 8 games after the second one, and none of it pursued it, and even the
Well,
movie. And I think this was kind of the final nail in the coffin, where I'm like, really, like no decent, like what? I don't even know what I feel about it, like how I feel about it anymore.
and the problem as well is that save them mini game takes place in the FNAF 2 building. So
Yes,
unless we're going to
exactly.
start saying the MCI happened in the FNAF 2 building, there were DCI kids, a separate batch of
Yeah.
5.
Hmm.
Which unfortunately is what I have an explanation. I don't want to spoil it, but I've got an explanation for it. It's not fun, but it's logical.
Yeah.
Um, it's just we don't have a better explanation for that. I will say like I was just terrified of that for a second. Like, oh no, oh god, is Scott trying to say there wasn't a DCI? that it never happened, that it
Oh.
was just the MCI kids, and it's like, oh no, am I gonna have to rewrite this video? Oh no. But the more I thought about it, I'm still pretty confident, in the games at least, from what we're shown,
Yeah.
if we still believe that we can take the save them minigame at face value,
Uh-huh.
then there has to be a DCI. Those are
Yeah.
clearly separate kids. Is the
Mhm.
my at least in the games. It might
Yeah,
be different in
100%,
the
right.
movies.
Yeah, if there's even
Um,
something.
well, and that's kind of the pickle, right? Like, what
Yeah.
if Scott is like outright saying, because like in this movie would have been the time to show the DCI, right?
Thank you, Mio. By the way,
And
sorry. $2 donation.
yeah, yeah.
Appreciate it. He says, I made a few thoughts on movie and shadows. Let me see if I can find them. This was a failed Phasco experiment similar to Ditto being failed clones of Mew. I like that the most. Or yeah, or I hope it's something like that. But thank you for the donation. I really do appreciate it. And Mew has been donating a lot, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's just what is scaring me, is like, what is Scott doing in the movies with like implying the DCI wasn't a thing?
Right. Yeah. Is he just like
Which
retconning it, or not retconning it, but just completely kind of eliminating it? Maybe, but.
I really don't want to spoil anything, but I will say again, I have an answer for it. It's just William had a very specific reason to do the DCI, and it wasn't to get Remnant, is all I'll say.
Right. Interesting.
I mean,
I wonder.
you don't know Bronze, but I have told VRAR kind of the
I'm gonna
main
tell Var to
chunks.
spoil it for me.
V does know the main
Yeah.
beats of where I'm going with my timeline. Which that's not really a spoiler. Some of you already know I'm working on the timeline, but
Yep.
I mean, V knows why
I
I
love
can't really
timeline
get
videos.
into it. Although I like,
I'm not making one though.
like, what do you think though, V? Like, am I like onto something with that? Like, I have an answer for this. I don't know if it's good or fun, but it's logical to me with the DCI.
Make the video so we can discuss it.
I'm working on it. I just put out another
Yeah,
1,000
everyone.
words. It's
Everyone
slowly
tell in the
coming.
chat. Everyone just say unnamed Hurry, and that's it.
I know.
It'll
It's
motivate
been-
him, guys.
it's been
Hurry
3
unnamed.
months since I made a video. All my
Everyone type it in chat.
subscribers
Just
are
spam
mad at
Hurry
me.
unnamed, please.
It's taking. I'm the one who decided to do half of the timeline in a theory video. That's
Yeah.
why it's taking so long. I mean, hey, for what it's worth, I'm paying for custom art to be done, so look forward to
Yes,
that.
I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. Yeah.
But yeah, like, I want to say more. I have an answer for the DCI. I don't know if it's fun. It's logical to me though. And it has nothing. I will spoil that. It has nothing to do with Remnant.
You know how in Help Wanted 2 with the little update they did, and then there's the Freddy and there's the Bonnie in the window of the like building when you put on the mask or whatever.
We don't have an answer for that still, do we? Why is it a blue Bonnie and a golden Freddy? Why is that?
I wonder if that Bonnie is connected to the Shadow Bonnie.
Wait, real quick, just sorry. Thank you. Sorry if I'm saying this wrong. I apologize to everyone if I say their name wrong. But thank you, Demashuni. I think. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it a lot.
Wow.
And they actually bring up a really good point that I wanna. Well, we can talk about in a second once you guys, right? But Puppet possesses Vanessa, so I'm not sure if she's gonna become Vanny. I have seen that like a lot, honestly. Where like I think that's such an interesting way to go at it. Or maybe it's like some long-term effect, and that's what kind of starts her transition.
Like
but
movie parallel. Of
yeah,
Vanny,
exactly,
yeah.
right. I do think that could be cool, and imagine just like some movie down the line, like honestly not that far away, where she just like bears this Vanny suit. I think that'd be crazy, and I honestly do like that a lot.
I mean, if they jump the gun with that though, like if my wildest speculations, excuse me, have anything to them, what is the possibility they'll do a second movie arc of 3 more movies
Oh,
in
100%,
the
I think.
Security Breach era?
Yeah. Oh, and Security Breacher? Oh, once they get to the point, it's gonna be so confusing. Because I'm telling you, Gregory's coming eventually. Honestly, I don't see why not. So once they get there, they're gonna have to basically do Elizabeth is the Vanessa in that timeline, and then Evan is the kid running around. That's the only way they can do it.
Instead of Gregory, it's Evan.
Yeah, Evan, what are you doing here? But Mio said screenshot your thoughts. Let's see. Okay. Um.
I mean, how cool would it be to see the Pizzaplex on the big
That would be, yeah.
screen?
I don't know how long that would take to film or to how the budget, but that would be really cool. And I hope
I
that's what they
mean,
end up doing. Please.
they'll have to rent out like the Mall of America for like a solid month. Well, I mean, they probably have the budget to do it, to be fair,
Yeah.
by the time of that point. But God, how cool would that be? To like see them give like the Mall of America a facelift and make it like the Pizzaplex.
Yeah.
God, that would
That'd
be
be
so
so
cool.
cool. And the animatronics also Glamrock Freddy. Oh my
I'm
Um,
stealing Glamrock Chica though.
god. I'm gonna steal what's Music Man. I don't know how they'll do that, but I want him
He's
just
gonna ride
outside
it
my
around.
house. Yeah.
Lordy.
Just like Christmas decoration, something like that, just outside. Also, it's really funny, but
That'd be so
Hatster said all theory videos turn into a timeline eventually. That is so real. Every time I even mention Secret Mimic or Fall Fest, I'm like, oh, for those who haven't played it, Edwin Murray, 19, I have to give this like quit, but I have
Yeah.
to give something. It's just so funny.
Well, and that's what pushed me to do it because like I can't say what the theory is because I don't want to spoil it either, even the precept, but like I had to keep going back to explain like, oh yeah, like to explain this part of the theory, like this happened like this way in the timeline, in my opinion, and then I had to go back to explain another thing, and then another thing, and then like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
already doing half the timeline
Right.
anyway, so it's like, you know what, screw it, I'll just make it one massive like hour-long video.
No, yeah.
Which is
So-
probably how long the video's gonna be by the end of it, by
Yeah.
the way.
I'm excited though. I'm excited.
They
Look
can
forward
always
to it.
update
I'd say we should do a
timelines, too.
reaction to it when it's out. We can stream it, but
I find it like it's gonna be so much massively more funny to me if it's just I don't hype it or mention it at all. And it's just like the theory, and just like halfway through, I'm like, oh, and here I'm going into the timeline, in my opinion, up into FNAF 6, and then I just like never like finish it up, and here's how that connects to the theory, and then I just never mention it again would be massively funny to me.
that would be really fun.
That's probably how I'm gonna end up doing it, but like. I don't know. Well, and I don't want anyone to complain anymore that I haven't done it after that. But like that's just kind of the rough thing, and like why I had to really pay attention to the second movie here, because it was like, what is it? Like not seeing the DCI really scared me for a
Me
second.
too,
Like, oh
yeah.
god, oh, because that's something I've seen in the theory verse for a while now, of like people saying like, did the DCI even happen? Was it even real? But it's like.
Yeah.
From what we're shown in the mini games, in the games verse at least, like it kind of breaks the lore if the DCI didn't happen. Otherwise, again, why are we shown save them?
Yeah, I would.
What was the point of showing us
Oh.
these bodies like
Oh, yeah.
not in suits
Unless God
spread
just
around
had
the
some
FNAF 2
crazy
building?
different, ideas or thoughts that we all, for some reason, miss. Like, obviously, I think that's the direction it was going in, like a second one, And I think it could have worked. I think it could have been, some important thing, but it just would have had to been something that was mentioned a couple games or until it had a resolution, but it wasn't. So that's why.
Or that's the one retcon, and the
yeah,
DCI never
but that's
happened.
a huge retcon. I thought it was something else, but for it to be that is crazy.
Yeah, and Scott's just never mentioned it to this day.
Yeah, normally will. But it's funny because I saw people take pictures with him at like theaters, which so jealous, by the way. And I just wonder like how many questions he's bombarded with, like what's in the box, what bite of it, I just wonder
God,
what that looks
what's
like.
in the
Because if I met him,
box?
man, that's all I'm gonna ask him about the box. I don't care if I'm,
I mean,
like how big. So just a random question, but in 2015, what were you thinking? Just between you and me, just on 121, I was like, promise. But
between
a
you
hint,
and me and all of
between
my
you-
subscribers.
and live streaming it right now, but he doesn't know. But what was in the box? I think I wouldn't leave him alone, unfortunately.
To put
But-
my tinfoil on, I think he showed us in this movie. To be
Yes.
fair.
Oh my God. Yes. We'll talk about the box, but really quick. Sorry, Mio just said that. Because he sent me a screenshot because I felt bad that I couldn't see this chat. They said, I think this is the one they're talking about. Would make sense to me. It's like a reboot, but not 100%. But would also be taking fans' opinions, like the story as well. I'm assuming they're talking about the movie being a reboot almost. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. There's a couple comments there, but I
I've
think
speculated that for a minute. That
Yes,
the
and-
movies is like Scott's way to retell this story.
right. And Mio, I think also mentioned earlier as well, where like maybe the movies are like combination of every continuity, and that's why we're getting so many references, which I also really like. If that was Mio, if not whoever credit, obviously, but I think that's such a cool idea where like this is his almost his ultimate version, where he's the happiest about, and that's why I'm like I'm trusting the process. Sure, I don't know anything now, but I'm sure like this is his. I guess if he had everything planned out, his reboot, I think this is what it's gonna look like.
Because I mean, people have done that for a while, and I mean, I know you've done a lot about that too, of like FNAF reimagined, or like what if there was a
Yeah,
reboot? Like,
I
how would we
mean,
do it? And like, pretend you're Scott like 5, 7, whatever many years
oh,
ago, and you're like, okay, these
one number
studios are
off.
taking me seriously
Yeah.
on like writing a movie. I am the sole writer of this thing. I get to rewrite this story and put it in a movie. How am I doing it?
Hmm.
Like
Exactly. Yeah.
that's the question he was posed with before the
Yeah.
first movie. And again, like from what he
Bronze.
told, what is it,
Sorry, it's because he
John
said five
FNAF?
seven. He was so close. Yeah.
God, um, from what he told FNAF in the interview, right? He threw out what, like a half dozen different scripts. So like clearly he was
Hmm.
agonizing and cared quite a bit on like
Yeah.
how he was writing this.
Yeah. And
So
yeah,
that's
no,
just what I wonder.
me too.
Like because he specifically said he wanted to maintain the innocence of the kids, and if he's thinking about things that deeply, clearly he cares about like presenting this story in the movies exactly how he wants to. So like everything we're shown in the movies is like precisely how Scott wanted me to see it, is just what I'm taking away from that. And that's continuing on into the second movie here. Like there's a reason Scott didn't show us the DCI in this second movie, and it's just, why is that, is what I have to ask myself.
Hmm. Yeah.
Is that because it translates to the games, or is that just a specific movie continuity thing?
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm leaning on the latter because again,
Hmm.
the games kind of break if the DCI didn't happen. We
Right.
have to completely throw out the save them minigame
Yeah.
and just say it's not canon.
Which makes me sad.
Well, right, and like you pointed out, it's like that would be too big of a detail for Scott to not address.
Hmm.
It's because that's like, what is that? That was in FNAF 2. That was a part of his like core originals. Like if he was gonna rewrite the canon of those with something that big,
Yeah.
I really feel like that's something he would come out and say to us all. Like, oh hey everybody,
Yeah.
I
No.
changed my
Yeah.
mind.
That's why I'm surprised. Yeah. I think with something as important as that, the fact that it hasn't really been anywhere else, very like, it just really does surprise me. Not even in an interview.
Or
I don't know how no one's asked him that.
or not even like a post like that of
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like he
Right.
would do what he has done since like Security Breach, where what is it he said, like, I make a point to, if I want to change something, I make a point to correct
AT&T's
it in the next game.
Hmm.
And we've not seen anything in the games, at least since,
Right.
of like decanonizing the DCI.
Yeah.
as as far as I'm aware, the only thing we've seen about it is what we got in FNAF 2.
Right. Unless this
Right.
was his like way of doing, which was with the like the movie,
Sure.
or but really 10 years
And
later,
like
11 years later, I think.
and we can have to float that possibility, but it's like, if that is the case, and that is something we can borrow from the movies to the games, it's like, how do the games work if the TCI didn't happen?
Yeah.
Is my problem. Like, not only do we have to throw away that entire mini game, but we have to throw away like my explanation for like why the DCI was even necessary in the games to begin with, because like writing this theory, that was something so odd to me when I came to the DCI. It's like, if wait a minute, he's not getting remnant from these guys. Otherwise, why aren't they stuffed in suits? Why didn't he like put
Yeah.
them in like the toys?
Uh-huh.
Right? Yeah, it sounds like dumb to say, but it's like
No, yeah, it's
clearly
like
to
yeah.
me they're not being used for remnant.
Right.
Remnant wasn't the point here. And again, I've got an explanation for that, but it's just like,
Mm.
that's just, it kind of falls apart if this is something that can translate from the movies to games, right? And like, this is why it's kind of hard for us and the chat and everybody to like to just theorize and speculate, like, why did Scott specifically not show us or mention the DCI here
Right.
in FNAF 2, the second
If I
movie? Like,
knew,
why
if
is
I
that?
knew. Yeah. Just no, I thought he was gonna do something like with, when Vanessa's kind of explaining to Mike what the withers were. I thought it was gonna be something like, oh yeah, I think that's where you put the first one, something like that, you know, and like, oh my god, there's a second set, you know, something like that. I think they could have done, but obviously the withers were kind of just there. And I know V has his thoughts on Balloon Boy. I'm sorry, Balloon Boy got done dirty. He did.
I
Or
don't
that,
like
like,
that at all.
2 seconds. No,
um,
it's so disappointing.
Charlotte was just like an incidental like victim in like him doing the
Disconnected. OBS, lock in. Come on.
no.
Okay, reconnection successful. It's telling me. Okay, there you go. Okay, we're good.
Or-
I'm sorry, everyone. We're back. My stream totally
Excellent.
crashed on me. I'm sorry, but we're back.
Well, and while I'm thinking about it, isn't it so odd to you two that
Mhm.
it didn't that they went out of their way to specify when Mike asked Vanessa, right, like, oh, there's another group of kids here, and she's like, oh no, it's just one more soul here,
Yeah,
Charlotte.
yeah.
So like outright confirming to that, like there was no DCI here. It's just Charlotte here that died.
Right, and that would
Isn't
I'm
that
talking anything
so
like that would
odd?
have been a chance where like, oh, I think there's a few more. I would have taken it, but there's nothing.
No,
Nothing.
again, unless Vanessa outright lied again, which maybe, and we
Yeah, that's
find
why I'm
out
like,
in the third
we
movie.
can't trust anything honestly that Vanessa's saying.
No, because she's lied to us 3 times now.
Exactly, which
She lied
unforgivable,
the
Vanessa.
first time in the first movie and
Right.
twice in the second movie.
It's not
She can't
stopping.
just be
Tell the
honest
truth.
with Mike.
Yeah.
Well, especially after all that, right? Like, why didn't she just like sit Mike down and be like, "Oh yeah, I've got a brother, and like, there's this
Yeah.
my friend
I
that
think
died
right.
here."
I
Like,
think if they make up or whatever, you know, I think now maybe that's the chance where she can be like, by the way, I have a sister and she's at this sister location, and then boom, give me a sister location. Okay, but sorry, but the box. I want to hear your guys'
the
thoughts
box,
because
yeah.
I thought we would get, you know, which I just put a video in the chat how that link get there. I don't know. Well, you know, I explained it a while ago. I thought that the box would be, you know, revealed, and it kind of. I thought we'd get a better look at it. I remember like I sat up in my chair when that scene came on, and we didn't really get a better look at it, but we did kind of see hinges. I swear I saw hinges, like the same kind of like dots, not the dots, but like the metal kind of parts in the box, like go all around. I swear I saw that, and like it even made like the same hinge sound, and I think they did tell us, you know, in the box was the trophies of William Afton, which makes sense. And that's making me think, maybe what if I don't know why he'd be watching it, but what if like that's what William collected from like the boy, like some trophy he had on him, you know? That's why he was. I don't know why he'd be watching it again, but maybe that's what he was doing. He was like messing around with the trophy, you know, before he went to go kill him. But that's kind of besides the point. But yeah, I'm pretty sure in the box they revealed that the box would be just trophies, which also definitely does make sense with the game's timeline and lore. So what did you guys think?
Were they trophies
agree.
though, or were they just things that were relevant for Vanessa?
That's a good point. Dang it, Var. Never mind. I'm deleting the link.
Is
It's
she
gone.
ever shown? Like, is Vanessa in the movies ever shown a connection to like the bag of marbles or that weird mirror-looking thing?
Because I guess
It's
yeah.
just my pickle.
Or I also wonder like if it's Var like if he brings up a good point. Did like he actually collect them, or were these things just that Vanessa has that were like, oh, these will enhance my dreams. You know, I'll put him here for now, type of thing.
Yeah, Vanessa's using it. Well, it's either because they were close to her specifically, or
Right.
I mean, or just the fact that these things are close to William, and
Yeah,
these
because
things
she
like
is
bring her
addressing
closer
her
to that.
past, like she's
Oh yeah.
trying to go back.
Because the
to
toys
those
was her. Yeah,
awful
what if these were
memories.
just given to her at that point? You know. Because we know the toy was
Yeah.
given to her. She would have also gotten the marbles, you know, or would have gotten the mirror because
Right, if
William,
each of
instead
them
of
is
buying her
from a
something
different
new.
kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting.
And that's just what I wonder, because like
Right.
Mike is doing it in the first movie to like bring him closer to Garrett, not like his own personal past. Well, I guess it is both at the same time, but
It's like
he's
his
going back to
memory.
that memory, yeah, to see are there any more details that I forgot of my brother, right? That can help
Wait,
me
wait, wait,
find
wait, wait,
something
wait.
out.
What are all the items? I didn't actually look that hard at them in the movie.
The plane, the
know it's
bag
like
of
the mirrors.
marbles.
I think there's a
weird
notebook,
mirror thing.
a notebook
Yeah, and there
thing,
was one
and
other
then
thing.
one other thing I totally forgot.
That's really interesting that we see Circus Baby in the memory.
Yes, like I wonder, you know, yeah,
There is.
always
Is
comes
one
back
of
to
those
Circus
connected
Baby.
to that?
Yeah. Ooh.
Chad, do you guys
Right.
remember
Yeah.
like what are all the items
Oh,
she
I
pulled
see.
out
I
of the
see.
box?
Yeah. Or if someone just
'Cause I
has
for
the
sure
movie, that'd be great too.
I
Just
mean, I
handy.
for
I'm
sure
sorry.
remember the plane. I
Hello,
for sure
Neo.
remember the
Welcome.
bag
Don't
of
worry, you're all good.
marbles.
Yeah, I remember the plane, the marble, and then the mirror. But I don't know.
Mirror
I don't think
thing.
I don't know if they put
I think
anything
there was
else.
like maybe it was like a hair clip or something. I
Yeah, something
truly
small.
can't
Yeah.
remember.
You know what? I remember some
There was some
probably
kind of
the
like hair thing. I
hand
thought
mirror,
I
bag
don't
of marbles,
remember.
notebook, hand mirror, toy plane. Right? Yeah. I think we got it. Unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, I
Might
truly
have been
I have a horrible
a
memory
small
though,
Me
thing.
too.
and I am not a detail-oriented brain, so it's very hard for me to
No, it's so
remember.
fair. Right, that's why I bring a notebook. But even then, I'm telling you, it's just gibberish at one point. I was like, I can't
Well, it was
understand this. What
pitch
did I
black in
write?
the theater. It was kind of hard.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
What did I
I mean,
write?
there'd be scenes of bright, and I'm like, okay, now's my chance to look at this again and see what I messed up. But even then, it was hard. And I didn't just want to pull out my flashlight. I think people would hate me if I did that.
Just
Can you imagine
rent out the whole
just like
theater
one
for
sec, yeah.
yourself.
Sorry, everybody.
You know, leave the lights on, guys. Leave the lights on, please. This is important. Don't shut them off. Turn the volume up to max. Let's do this. I wonder how much that would actually cost to rent out a theater. Has everyone rented out a theater here? I wonder how much that costs. Probably a lot.
I
More
looked
than...
into it one time. I think it depends on the theater that
Really?
does
Okay.
it too.
I need like a local small theater. One in the back is fine.
It's so fun to
I
just
think
sleep.
that'd be that would be fun, yeah. That's what yeah, we'll do it, guys. I was saying now, but if 2 years from now we're all gonna see it in person together, so we'll do a vlog, putting that out there now. It's gonna happen. We'll rent it out. War's gonna rent it out for us. I think I
Yeah, if I ever make
volunteer
it big,
War
I
to
actually would. That'd be
rent
so
it out for
fun.
us. We need showings just for theorists. I agree. We need some ID badge. Be like, hey, theorist, there it is.
Right
Let
this
me
way,
in the
sir. Your
show
home
in,
theater.
right?
So great.
I mean, that's
That'd
what
be
I
so
thought.
bad, right? Imagine we just all walk in the theater
was-
together and we're like, wait, guys, we need to cut the line. We're theorists. That'd be so bad. It'd be so bad.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, generally, I hope we can all go see it for the third one 2 years from now. Please be 2 years. I don't want it to be a year, like 3 year either, or more.
I mean, at the same time, would you rather them cook on it longer?
Oh, yes, but
Yes.
I'm so impatient.
But it's also like you
Like-
lose that momentum after a certain time period.
That's fair, yeah. So
Shh,
3 years
Sure,
max.
but at the same time,
But at the
we're
same time, I do want a like longer movie. So
yeah,
I
yeah. I agree.
guarantee, though, we're going to get Abyss before that, and that will keep us
I
busy
agree.
for a solid year.
But
I
more
agree.
importantly,
And if
I
not,
need
Fall
Secret
Fest
Mimic in
DLC.
VR
Whoa.
tomorrow.
Who said Fall Fest? Yes, you're right. Wait, you know what? Yes, we're missing a whole project that was totally supposed to come out alongside. But if not, to give it more time, sure. But it's been 6 months, I think. So
I
where
knew
is
we
it?
were gonna come back. To
Yes, Fall Fest also. Where's that DLC? A name. This is all you know. This is your territory. Where's
I
that
mean-
DLC?
God.
No, it's funny. Wait, sorry, I'm
By
not to
the-
cut you off, but I was working on like the Help Wanted Solve video, and then I was like, oh my god, I literally just thought of you the whole time because I'm like, this is so funny. We haven't gotten Fall Fest solved since 6 years now. It is insane. It's been 6 years. Like, to
Yep.
put in perspective, it's been so long.
Help
Half a decade.
Wanted one. Half a
First time.
decade. We've been teased. Fall Fest. We've gotten.
Yes.
We know it. The details we've gotten about Fall Fest, because I know them by heart by now. It goes all the way back to at least 1970. Fiona died there. FazFest was involved. We don't know for sure who runs it. MCM and Fazbear was involved. Like, they had booths from what Fiona was saying. So we don't know if it was Fazbear running it, if it was probably wasn't MCM running it, or more likely it was just some random third party running Fall Fest. Fiona died in the Fall Fest of, God, what was it, 1976 or 77? I forget which. That we
Sounds right, yeah.
found out in that stream. And as far as we know, Fall Fest continued at least to 1983 from what we saw from, what was it, the first Help Wanted.
Right, and it's probably still happening.
Yeah, we saw no indication that it ever stopped. Oh, and we also know Fiona died there and there was a
Yes,
fire.
by
We don't
William,
know if those two
maybe.
things are connected.
Or Mimic, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
We
That's
don't-
why
I mean,
that's why we
I-
need the game. That's why we needed something. Come on.
I think that would kind of I've said this multiple times. It would kind of break things and like really minimize like everything that came later if like he did kill her. Like because like that's what made Charlotte's death so impactful to me in the
Right.
main
Yes, I
timeline of the
agree.
games, right? Like it just kind of like if William was just always a murderer, and it's just like,
Right.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, Charlotte was just another
No, yeah. It's hard to
Tuesday,
imagine like
right?
70 something. It was so casual for him to just like, oh, I'll start a fire. Maybe I can get his animatronics. You know? No, I think it's too
Right, like for
casual.
well, and again, like that wouldn't really make sense because from what I saw in Secret of the Mimic, he and Henry didn't have a motive to take over MCM until they found out about M2.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And that only happened after Fiona died, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So,
So.
if unless you think William and Henry were trying to take over MCM before they even found out about M2, that doesn't really work for me.
Right. No. Yeah. I agree. Hatster means
Um,
Hatster. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. We'll get GTA 6 before Fall Fest, which is probably gonna be true at this point.
don't jinx. Well, I mean, yeah, probably
I think at
actually,
this point,
yeah.
yeah. Wait, but so okay, so VAR, just because so Secret Mimic VR, right? I think we gotta get some secret ending thing, right? We'd have to like
I
a
wish,
wanted
but I
update.
doubt it.
Really, dang
We
it!
get a Fall Fest
I
DLC.
want
with
Imagine
an
at the
extra
end.
ending.
That'd be awesome.
Oh,
As
that's what
long as
it'll
I
be. We
get
get
it,
a
though, I
free.
don't care.
We get a free Fall Fest
VR.
DLC.
Oh man.
We get an extra ending for Secret of the Mimic in it,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be the canon one.
Right,
And
yeah,
we were
'cause-
all
yeah.
wrong.
Real, that'd
And
be
none of the
hilarious.
endings in the base
There's
Right.
game are
no
the canon
way,
endings.
guys. There's no way.
That'd be insane. No, or just they randomly just sneak an Abyss in there, you know, like Arnold. You know, you beat the game normally, and then you just start playing as Cassie in VR, and you're like running from the
Written
Mimic. That'd be crazy.
By Scott Cawthon and M. Night Shyamalan.
That'd be crazy.
But a
I forgot
twist.
about it. I didn't forget about Abyss, but just because obviously the movie hype, I'm like, oh damn, we'll probably have a whole project before we get a movie, which I'm fine with. Because isn't that what
I'm
happens to Secret Mimic?
still thinking we're gonna get another teaser or maybe even an announcement by the end of the year for what Abyss is.
That'd be
I hope
great.
so. Yeah, I think it'd be
I
really
still
cool.
think
But
it will be the next thing. If we are, it'll either be we're getting Fall Fest like within the next 6 months, or he's going all. We're getting no DLC for Secret of the Mimic, and it's straight on to Abyss.
yeah, if
I
I'm
don't
fine with
think-
that, just Fall Fest afterwards and have that be the final one, you know? Because I don't think they'll end it with Abyss, not quite yet.
Oh yeah, well, I guess like how jarring would that be if people are right and Abyss is about like Ruin 2 basically and picking up where we left off with Ruin,
Yeah.
right? Like how jarring would that be to go back to the 70s, back forward to the very like in front end of the timeline
Yeah,
with
right.
Cassie, and then we're all the way back again to like at maybe the Fall Fest of '83 or something. So we're going back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah,
like,
that's
God,
what I'm
how
like. If
jarring
not,
would
then
that
just do Fall Fest present time, and I'm fine with that. But I just still wanted Fall Fest in that like past because there's so much. Unless they somehow do it there, then fine. But it's just so much missing there, you know, truly. Because yeah, I was working on the script, and I'm like, yes, we know a lot about it in that sense. We get details from it, but really, like the details of it, like the specifics, we have nothing, you know. It's because Omni Soap set me up perfectly.
I'm so glad my brain hasn't rotten yet.
Mine is.
Uh, um, that it's gonna be one of those two things. We're either getting a
Yeah.
Fall Fest DLC or they're going straight into Abyss. But I kind of prefer we get a Fall Fest DLC. Sure, I would want Fall Fest to be its own game, but if it's
I
not
agree.
and it's just a DLC for Secret of the
Fine.
Mimic, which at the
Yeah.
end of the day is fine.
Yeah, you won't need a
Because
show.
I get it, right? Like, how do you fill a whole game of
Right.
just Fall Fest,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Right.
what else would we have to see, right? Other than like, oh, what happened with Fiona exactly here? Who's running
Yeah,
it? Like
right.
all the questions I raised before, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't know if you can make a full game of that, but like what I'm hoping at this point is we get Fall Fest DLC for Secret of the Mimic. It comes out within the next 6-ish months. We get to see that, and then either now or at some point between now and then, we get a teaser for what Abyss exactly is, and Abyss is the next mainline game. I'm hoping. If not, and we go straight to Abyss, then God, we're just going to go back and forth to the opposite ends of the timeline, and that'll be massively frustrating.
It would be 100%. So yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. We'll see, but I agree. I think we'll get a teaser at the end. But I'm sorry if we strayed off chat, but we have to. And this isn't the only time.
Yes.
We'll probably do one more before we end it. I promise you. But I did see a chat earlier. Because I know I feel like all three of us wanted Secret of the Mimic in the game. But the comment was, what if Mike Schmidt's dad is Edwin? It's a stretch, he says, but I still like the idea. I think that'd be such a cool, subtle way to do it. But obviously, we wouldn't get a payoff until 13 years later or something.
My name is Edwin.
I made the mimic.
mimic.
Right, because, yeah, I mean, I feel like we always go back to this, but why target his family? There's got to be something. And if it's Edwin, then so be it. Like, there just has to be some reason there.
Was it
Comment was
truly
by
just random that
Kuro Kamina 8429.
found Garrett in the woods of Nebraska
Yeah,
randomly
no,
one day?
exactly. Why? Why this kid?
Why is it like implied Mike's dad didn't die and just like left them after the mom died?
Right. I don't know. I still have
'Cause
no
they're-
answer.
they're
'Cause it
leaving
feels
that
so
an open
random.
thread.
Yeah, 100% right.
I mean, unless we're to take like both parents just ended themselves, I guess, which I don't know, doesn't make sense. Like I think the dad's still around and they're doing that for a reason.
Yeah, me too, and I'm sure that'll pay off eventually, but it's just a matter of time when. Because FNAF 3, which we could also talk about in Springtrap, like that seems kind of like not a pretty short story, but in terms of like with FNAF 2, there's so much going on. With FNAF 3, I don't think there's as much. Especially like in the games, really it's just kind of that Springtrap versus security guard, happiest day, like that's it. No really DCI or phone calls where I'm sure there's more to go over, so I don't know. Because FNAF 3, I wonder how much more they're going to include. Because honestly, in that sense, I hope it's not, and I hope most of the movie is just fighting Springtrap, honestly, and that kind of thing. Because I just want to see a lot of Springtrap. I love the design. It looks great so far. We got Springtrap, spoilers, but it looked really cool. And they said the line from Phone Dude. It was we got a real one. I loved it.
That
I
made
ate it
me
up,
so
yeah.
happy. That whole
Yeah,
scene
me
was
too,
so
yeah,
fun
yeah,
to watch
exactly,
how
yeah.
happy they were.
Agree. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't know. What are you guys' predictions and just overall thoughts for FNAF 3 or just hope, what do you guys want from this movie? What can they improve on?
Make it longer.
Yes, if it's not
that's
3
the
hours,
worst thing.
I don't want it. No, I'm kidding.
Don't just show like animatronics for 30 seconds.
Balloon Boy.
I'm very salty about
I know. You got his head snapped off. I was like, oh my
I'm
God.
very happy
It
about
was so
that.
weird.
Um,
The two sides of Balloon Boy, yeah.
I
It was
wanted
so
some
real.
lore for Balloon Boy. I guess I'm a little peeved about that.
I mean, he's just like the toy animatronic. Well,
He's
in
not,
the movies
though.
at least he is.
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, oh yeah, because in the games it's implied he's been around for a long time.
He's not, though. He's not in their system.
Yeah.
Like, he's not with the wireless shit and whatnot.
Right, just it's funny. Just realistically, I'm sure that's something we would do. You have kind of these huge menacing animatronics, and then Balloon Boy shows up. Yeah, I'm not gonna be too scared of him. Sure, I'll chop off his head, but for like lore reasons, then I just
It's like, what the heck is Balloon
I wanted
Boy?
Balloon Boy.
I want to know
yeah.
so bad.
We are going to get the release of the movie, and we'll get a better, clearer view of it, and there'll be a very tiny, small, but discernible MCM logo on Balloon Boy.
Imagine his head got chopped off. They pan in, and it's MCM. That'd be
so
great.
cool.
Thank you, Mio again. Oh, unusual carrot got it. Thank you so much. I'm hoping Var and Name
Very
get it. That'd be
nice.
hilarious. But thank you again, Mio. I really do appreciate it, and it means a lot. Thank you.
One of these years, I will get one, and it'll be a fine moment in my life.
Right? Yeah, it's like I'm surprised not yet. Punch the
Trust me,
ball.
once I have more income in my life, I will definitely be supporting.
Aw.
For now, I just watch the ads.
I love it. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you guys. And I'm sorry if there's a lot of ads because I watched it on my phone one time and I got 3 ads in a row, and then I skipped my video in the middle and I got 3 more. I was like, whoa, whoa, my bad. Like, I'm sorry if that's I'm sorry, guys. So sorry.
I've got the list of questions here actually. And I wanted to start touching on
Yes,
them.
let's do it.
And the first one was actually brought up by Virar last
Okay.
night.
Ooh.
Oh, what did I say? I forget.
Why why is the puppet last seen in FNAF 2 when we are shown the puppet giving gifts and giving life at the FNAF 1 location? Or were we? Where was the puppet giving gifts, giving life?
I thought
I
it was
guess.
also FNAF 1, unless I'm wait. Or wait.
Yeah, where did give gifts, give life take place?
Or is it like in the original pizzeria where the MCI supposedly happened?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But like, why was the puppet there?
Right, because I
If
also know people, some say like she was in
it's at the FNAF
Fredbear's.
2 location.
Yeah.
But I mean, from the stuff I looked at for my timeline, that like I'm pretty darn sure the puppet was originally in the first Freddy's and was never in Fredbear's.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Or was it in Fredbear's? Oh no.
Right, and
Wait,
if it's in Fredbear's, then that would have a lot of like, I don't know.
or maybe the security puppet was in Fredbear's? No, that doesn't work either.
Exactly. Like,
Shoot.
it's too hard to tell. It's literally just a box of a room with a kid in each corner and
Yeah.
one in the middle.
Right.
So like, it's kind of hard to tell. Like, we
Mhm.
don't really know for sure. Like, it makes life easier to assume that we're wrong, and it's just what is it?
The one retcon.
Oh yeah,
Right.
this is the one
That's a good
retcon.
question. I don't know why I haven't put much thought into that, but where does that take place?
Because
Hello,
like,
by the way.
how did it move if not?
Right.
Puppet was last seen in FNAF 2 when we're showing the puppet giving gifts and giving life at the FNAF 1 location. It could be that the MCI happened in the first Freddy's location.
Mhm.
The puppet was there. The puppet gave gifts and gave life there. But
Okay.
then after the first Freddy's location is shut down, not long after that, the puppet and the Wizards and all of them were moved to the FNAF 2 location.
Mhm.
Is how I would try to answer that, I guess. Because again, it's like it would be extremely annoying. I give you
Right.
that. If give gifts, give life, like clearly happened in the FNAF 2 location,
Yeah,
that would be
that'd be
massively
really weird. Because
frustrating.
then I wonder, I don't know, or a DCI MCI same. Oh, hello, John Cena's bald. Welcome. I just noticed all the videos
Nice.
in that movie have the FNAF 4 Fredbear jaw. Ooh.
Well, and
That's a good idea.
even just in the games, like, what's the point of give gifts, give life if they were all stuffed
Yeah.
anyways? Like,
Right. I wonder, like, what the component was that gave life, or is it something like spiritually we're seeing and not actually like in the weird? I don't know.
and like, why is the puppet and Charlotte special?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
well, and even to be fair, in Ultimate Custom Night, she brings that up, right? Of like, the others are like animals, where I am
Yeah.
very aware. Why is that?
Give gifts, give life. The movie just solved it for us. Giving them the gifts like reminds them of what actually happened, and that's why the ghosts can suddenly scare William, because they realize what happened, and then he goes into the suit and gets spring locked because now they know they're no longer disillusioned.
I like that.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I like
I'm
that a
just
lot.
spitballing.
I'm like, I like it. Because in that sense, like, we could say that it was like, because where does it get spring locked? The FNAF 1 location, right?
Yes.
So then we're saying
In
it
my
could be there. Me too. So then we're saying it's there. Perhaps.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well,
It doesn't fully
I
work,
guess
but
are
it's
the Wizards
interesting.
not possessed by the MCI before that?
Wait. Sorry, I'm
Because
messing
like,
with my-
then where does give gifts, give life? If give gifts, give life takes place in the FNAF 1 location, then are we to assume that the Wizards just weren't possessed the entire time before that, and the puppet only does that like by the time of FNAF 1? I guess, which doesn't really make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It is an annoying rabbit hole to bring up.
Yeah,
This is
that's
just
what I'm like,
what
dang,
me and I
Var.
thought of that night.
Right? I'm like, I wonder how this came up. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I think best case scenario, one of the original, and then just got moved, I guess. But Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, that's how I explain it, is that
Yeah, me
what we
too.
see in Give Gifts, Give Life takes place in the very first Freddy's location where the MCI happened,
Hmm.
before it shut down. Eventually it does, and then all of them are moved to the FNAF 2 location, is how I explain it. And we're just seeing the puppet giving gifts, giving life at the
It's
first
just like
Freddy's
a
before it was
flashback,
moved.
essentially.
Yes. Now, why that's necessary when, again, William stuffed each of the MCI into each of those animatronics to begin with, the Wizards to begin with, why it was necessary for the puppet to guide their spirits to each of the animatronics if their bodies were already in it, and we take the books at face value when William in the books talks about my body will guide my spirit to its new host or whatever the hell, right? Like, if that's vaguely like, why was give gifts, give life necessary then if their bodies were already in them? Is
Hmm.
just what I wonder, I guess. Like, and like, why is she kind of like set apart from them when she says in Ultimate Custom Night, like, the others are like animals and not, but I am very aware,
Right.
right? Like, that's just an annoying, like, old lore thing to
Right.
me,
Yeah. No, I
right?
think that's really cool. In terms of something, I feel like it's overlooked. You kind of just assume it happens in that sense, but not really the location. I think that's very interesting.
But yeah, like, that's how I would explain it.
Me
What are
too.
some
Yeah.
other
I
questions
guess
we got
best case.
here?
Yeah. Hit us. Hit
The other
us.
question I got wrote down here, what is the possibility that Garrett became the crying child stand-in in the movies?
I mean, I hope so.
Kind
It's
of
the best
touched
way to
on.
do it. It's the best way to do it. But I want to hear your thoughts.
Well,
What
yeah,
do you
if
think?
oh yeah, if not, it's like, what are they gonna do with
Right?
him?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Unless Balloon Boy, but then
Like,
he's dead. But go for it.
that'd be
Yeah.
cool if it was Balloon Boy.
Right? Or something. Yeah. It's gotta be some
Insanely
animatronic.
messed up. He just
It
Right?
is.
And he
ripped
doesn't
his
know.
brother's head
Yeah,
off.
and
It just ripped
FNAF
his head
3
off.
Spring Chops, like, you
Wait,
remember that
that's
Balloon Boy? That was Garrett. And he's like, what? You know, I don't know.
No.
I chopped off his head. Maybe.
you just hear
God.
hi,
Yeah.
and just his head sitting on a table
Oh my
somewhere.
god. Garrett! I don't know.
Um,
I love Balloon
what is
Boy.
it? One of the other
It's-
ones I've got is and we also touched on this before, so breeze through it. Vengeful Spirit and Charlotte swap, and the puppet in the games is the one holding William's soul, and when she moves on, the Vengeful Spirit takes him to Ultimate Custom Night, a puppet master
Yes.
theory by me and V.
Love it. I love it. No, I like it a lot. And I think it works
Um,
perfectly swapping them in the games and timeline.
yeah. Well, again, if we take the blonde boy in the movies at face value when he outright
Right.
said, like, I'm holding him here,
Yeah,
when
so
I'm
I won't be
gone,
able to anymore.
he'll get free, right? So, like, but again, which implying he doesn't stick around, implying he's not the vengeful spirit in the movies, and Charlotte is the vengeful spirit because she's still clearly around after all the MCI and the Golden Freddy boy have moved on, right? In the movie. So if their roles swap, that's just kind of us taking that to its logical conclusion. So yeah, but we did already kind of go over that. Like, we all seem to think that's an interesting idea, right?
Yes, 100%. And I'm sure that'll. I mean, I don't know how many games it will take for us to kind of get. I don't know if they name drop Vengeful or like the one you should not have killed, but I'm sure it'll be Charlie. And then in the games, I like the idea that
Yeah.
it's holding him back 100%.
Sweet.
Alright.
And so hey, we like that one.
Yes.
What else we got here? Ooh, I wrote down this one, and I'm extremely curious to see what you guys and chat thinks about it. These next two, actually.
Mhm.
I had like the epiphany that, and this is my take on like FNAF as a whole,
Okay.
and that FNAF is the story of loss and how people can't handle loss. Think of
Oh.
like that is a repeated motif with both Edwin, Fiona, William, and Henry. All of them experience loss and none of them can handle it. And them not handling loss is what led to everything else happening. Edwin and Fiona with David, and Edwin with Fiona and David,
Right.
William with the crying child, and Henry with Charlotte.
Hmm.
Like, each of them experience loss and none of them know how to process it.
Yeah.
And like
No, I
them rejecting it. leads to bad things.
Yeah, I love it, and I wish we saw, I guess, more of it in the movies in that sense. Like, especially with Henry, where it almost seems like he accepts it in that sense. Especially with the music box thing. He's like, when he gives it to Mike, he says, "What is it?" Like, oh, just give it to her if you see her, you know? But I just wish there was more
Right.
of, like, that kind of, like, why did William do it? And, like, is she now possessing this box? Because it seems like he almost knows, but, like, why? Or, you know, not why, but is he not going to do anything?
But and, you know, like a repeated motif from the game is like Henry is Henry, so he's not doing anything for like 20 years.
He's going to show up in
Um,
4 movies later and then come in.
but like if he knew all this forever, it's like like I don't know, like he's just not doing anything, I guess, right? Like so is he just like sitting at his house this whole time, like
Right.
just like I don't know, like that just bothers me that like Henry didn't do anything for
No,
so
me too. I
well.
thought he was going to show up, but do a lot more. Just in the, or both, honestly, games and movies.
And I wanted to mention now that I'm thinking of it, well, that was one of the kind of weak points in the movie, and why I didn't get rated any higher is because
Mm-hmm.
like Henry, as important a character as he is, was relegated to just, oh, I am exposition dump the character.
Yeah. We talked about the, yeah, we
Why
were definitely disappointed.
why didn't he go with Mike to help him with any of
Right.
that? Like you would like oh, if like my daughter is doing all the like surely me personally speaking to her might have something to do with her or
Yeah.
like calming her down.
No,
Just
exactly.
like we see in FNAF 6, right? Like that
Exactly.
annoyed me.
No, yeah.
Like
And again, I know what's Emma Tammy said that, oh, they don't share too many scenes is what she said. So I was like, okay, maybe we'll get a flat, but we didn't get anything, you know. I also that oh, hello Angelo Games, by the way, welcome. Love your channel. Um
Nice.
Shout out. And yeah, you know, so I was like, okay, we'll see some scenes, but so that's why I'm like, we talked about it earlier. Were those like cut scenes that we just didn't get, you know, or was this something different that was she referring to something else? So I don't know. I was like really hoping we'd get those scenes of them together, but we didn't get anything. Henry's a bum. Blue Star or Blue Star Green Moon said a little bit because yeah, we didn't get
so,
anything, and I don't want to wait till Pizzeria Simulator to get some sort of reunion. But then it feels weird to say I don't think he'd show up in FNAF 3, honestly.
well, I think they're gonna kind of like combine those two and the fourth closet for the third movie. Is kind of
Right?
my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
prediction. Um, like if we're getting bits of like, because he seems to like be combining like, excuse me, like mainly like the first 6 games into these first 3 movies, and he's like borrowing bits and pieces and like things from the books as well a little bit. I've none
Mm-hmm.
jump to mind, but I know people have pointed out some like details from the books that are in the movies as well.
Right.
Um, that's just what I wondered. Like it would be some combination of details of those 3. Um, what is it? Now, oh, and while we're here as well, I also wrote down like the idea the puppet box mechanic and track system is vaguely how the puppet moved in the games, with a small ability to walk with no strings.
Mm.
Because I've always wondered like how does it move in the building, like
Yeah.
even from
Right.
what we see in the games. Like clearly we see it's on like some sort of like puppet track system in the movie right
Yeah.
now. I'd have to pay attention again and see if there's anything like in the ceiling above it so it can kind of move around like that in the building, right? But like it was always odd to me, right? Like is this thing an animatronic? Is it literally just a puppet? Because if it
Uh-huh.
is just a puppet, how is it able to like walk and eventually crawl its way to Charlotte outside?
Yeah, exactly. Because in the mini
Because
games,
mind you,
obviously,
that's
we just see
before
it
it's
walk
haunted.
out, but yeah.
Right, so it's like how does the puppet move?
I think in Help Wanted, it's funny. They just show it just like walks normally on those like skinny legs, you
Right.
know. It just walks,
Like
but I'm
tiny
like,
little like
yeah,
point
it's like
nubbed
toothpicks in essence.
legs.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if that work in real life.
How do you have
Obviously, I don't know.
balance? Like it's already like
Yeah.
wild that these animatronics have enough balance to walk. Like
Hmm.
how are you doing that? Um I guess was just my question. Like, is that largely how you guys think it works? Because that's how I'm speculating that track system we're kind of seeing in the movie is like vaguely how the puppet would move in the games.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I think
Vague.
it'd be the same. Yeah, but even then, it's still or so much of the supernatural powers. Honestly, maybe because we do see like when the humanoid puppet just start floating. So I wouldn't be too surprised if that was the case. Um,
Right. Well, and like definitely after it's possessed by Charlotte, but even
yeah.
before then, that
How
night,
does it kind of?
like
You're right.
that's always something I wondered, right? Like, sure, we can assume the track system's in the building, but like, how was it able to like walk and like crawl its way to Charlotte outside? How did it even
Mm-hmm.
like? Could it open a door? Can it get outside? Like, maybe this is me just like thinking too much about
No,
FNAF,
I
but
got you.
it's
Yeah,
like
I think
it's
they're good
very
questions.
odd how the puppet like moves because like sure once it's possessed it can like float and like do things just like we see with her in the movie, but it's like
Right.
technically before that point, like, how are you able to do that? But, maybe I'm just looking too much into it.
I wonder if it's similar to like how Sun and Moon kind of move around because
Yeah,
they're
yeah, that's what I think. Uh huh.
supposedly an older animatronic.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that. That's just kind of on some like not what do you call it when they're being with the wires like carried around, I guess, flying basically.
And Sun and Moon have instantly reminded me why I'm not really going into Secret of the Mimic that much yet. And I still have no idea what's going on with him. In the secret, like, God, that whole, like, end of Moon.exe, like, I have no real explanation for
Yeah, that one's
yet.
an interesting one for sure.
Do you guys have a better take on that while I'm thinking of it? Like, because I'm still
um,
drawing a blank on it. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, you are free, right? Like, it's like we're playing as M2, but then like we're from the perspective of Sun and Moon, and it's like,
yeah.
why is Sun and Moon later in Security Breach? Like, almost like a copy of the Mimic, and it's like I don't know.
I don't
They've
know.
got the same teeth.
um, um,
I don't. Maybe Sun and Moon is M1. Who knows?
yeah, I was like, that's I don't know. I think yeah, that part is definitely the most confusing one, and I'm sure it's something we'll still be looking back forever in that sense. Basically, Princess Quest, but way more complicated.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you guys have anything else written down? That was my list of things
nice.
that I noticed.
Yeah, some or not. I guess not noticed, but something I definitely want to bring up because I've seen it a lot. Because I
Mm.
always like bringing up what people were talking about. Um, I guess the idea that the reason Michael was evil in this movie is because Ennard is already inside him, and that sister location already happened. What do you guys think about that?
Mm.
So like literally while these events are happening, Ennard's in
Ennard's
there.
already inside him. Yeah,
Oh, that's weird.
yeah. Right.
Wait a minute.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely made me thinking. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, wait, okay, I like it, but it
That'd
would
be
have,
so
yeah, that'd
creepy.
be, yeah. Because what if, like, in FNAF 3, he comes back, he returns or whatever, and then, like, he's, fighting them or running or whatever, and you just see, like, a piece of his, like, skin fall off, and he just keeps
That'd be
running,
so cool.
Something like that, where, like, obviously FNAF fans would know what it is, but general audiences would be like, what? Like, is he a robot or something? But,
I just have doubts just because like what we see at the end of Sister Location, like he is like walking down that street and it's implied to be like over the course of like a few days,
right.
maybe. Uh, I get when I say that though, who knows? It might be weeks or months for all I know, right? It's not like he had a. We see the
Yeah.
sun go up and down,
Right, but yeah,
each time.
it would just have to be like basically right after he got scooped, and even then, I guess I don't see too much evidence besides just like him being evil. But even then, I don't know if Ennard would make him necessarily evil.
No, it would first off imply there's an innard in the first place, which
Right.
sure at that point, which
Yeah.
it might, but
Yeah.
like that would also like suggest that the events of Sister Location happen off screen in the
Right.
movies.
Which unless we get like
I
a
don't.
prequel, which it doesn't seem like we're going in chronological, and then also
Right.
my other issue is that with what was I gonna say? Oh, Ennard would basically know everything about Michael's. Like, how does that work? Like, does he just are they one where he knows all of his memories? Because obviously Michael talks to Vanessa as if he's known her all of his life, and then he brings up like the thing William would always say to them, that they belong to him. Things like that, where I'm like, okay, this is very much Michael talking, and probably not Edward or anyone else. Everyone's like,
Right, and
no, I doubt that. I hope not. Yeah, I don't know.
what was Ennard's goal in the
Yeah, like why
games,
would
right?
he
Like
want to?
to get
Yeah.
out. And
Hmm.
like why would it be trying to do any of the things Michael is seen trying to do in the movie?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't necessarily sure Ennard is evil in that sense, but really he just or they just wanted to get out. I don't know if that's the driving factor that's gonna make Michael evil. I'm sure it's more of, um, I'm sure it'll happen eventually. Again, I'm sure it'll happen, and at that point, I hope he's at a redemption arc already. But here, I think this is more of just him trying to carry on the legacy, and just in general, he is still just evil and listening to his dad, like the games at one point. So I think it's quite ideal, but I don't know if it's something that's happening here.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much hit the nail on the head here there. That's the rough part, and I know like people like are like hesitant to get behind that, but like I've been behind the idea that for a while now, since and I've got it's not mine, like I've gotten it from others, but it's just the more I've thought about it, the more I agree that like this idea in the games that like guy, like what is the reality that like in the games like prior to Sister Location, like do we really know Michael is a good guy at that point?
Right, yeah. No, I like what
Now
Omnisop just
sure,
said. Literally, just what you're saying. I like or I've always thought that Sister Location fixed Michael and kind of made him
fix
like a good guy.
Michael,
Yeah.
yes.
So that
Well,
exactly.
yeah,
So.
and like seeing like what happened, like him seeing his sister down there, right?
Right.
Which is also odd now that I think about it, because like if he was bad before, and like him realizing like, oh, my sister being in here is what changed. Like maybe he knew she died,
But
but he
didn't
just
know.
didn't know she was
Yeah.
possessing
Right. Because I
baby,
didn't.
and
Yeah.
William
Like.
knew the whole time and was keeping her down
Right. Like
there.
in the line when at the very end
Maybe,
he's like, "I found her. She's right where you said she'd be." Kind of that. Almost like kind of
but
not confused,
that
but very
implies
like.
he told him.
Yeah, I think he told him something that she was down there, but not exactly that she was possessing Circus Baby, and that's who he's like, "Oh my god, like I found her, and she's in Circus Baby."
I put her back together again, which implied
Yeah,
that
that's
William
also
told him that she was broken or incomplete or
right.
something. But like, it really just depends on like what do you think William told Michael?
Mm.
Like, how much do you think he told him? Did he tell him everything, or like I mean, but clearly Michael is like aligned against William at least after Sister Location, right? Like, it's kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
hard to argue he's still bad come FNAF 6 or
Yeah, I'm
even
sure
3,
he'll. Yeah,
right?
no, I'm sure he'll get some redemption, or or has it, or already had it.
Right, from what we see in the games, even like
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was it seems to me that in FNAF 3, that fire wasn't an accident, and that was outright either Michael or possibly Henry, but probably Michael trying to burn William, and it didn't
Mm.
work.
Hmm.
And then definitely trying the same again by FNAF 6. So, like, clearly he's not aligned with William by that point, but, like, that's just what I'm wondering more and more, especially now with the movie, right? Like, again, this is Scott's way of, like, retelling this story. What if that's a detail we can borrow? Like,
Right.
this idea that, like, oh, hey, Michael wasn't always a good guy. It's a weird, dangerous choice to just have Michael be evil for the sake of it, because what are we supposed to get out of evil Michael? That, like, maybe that, like, his chain, like, there was more to it. Like, there was a process of him because, again, like, the way I view it is, like, Michael would do anything to, like, atone to his father, right? Because, like, again, for, like, legitimately, not just from William's perspective, but his own, right? Like, he and his friends, like, killed his brother, right? You know, if they had never been, like, bullying him and shoved his face up to Fredbear, would the crying child have ever died?
Right.
And no, sure, they're knucklehead like kids slash maybe teenagers. Like you could say, like, yeah, sure, they didn't do it. I mean, how much do you like think like, oh, you shouldn't have like known better? But I almost like say like if they were 12, 13-year-olds like throwing bricks off the overpass, like I would think you would know better by that too at the same
Yeah.
time, right? Like that's a little beyond just negligent to me, right? But I
Mm.
get like everyone's gonna have a different take on that. But the point being that like Michael would at least feel right, like,
Mm.
I killed my brother. I've got to atone for this. And like William also blames me to a large degree. Like I think he kind of shares blame with like his friends and Henry,
Yeah.
possibly. But again, like, because that's kind of the rough part. Like William has to blame Henry to some degree, which is why like he had to make Fredbear's, or at least tamper with him or something, because if not, why did William kill Charlie in the first place?
Hmm.
He had to have some level of frustration with Henry,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Right.
Is
Right.
kind of my like it had to be directed at him specifically. So it's like, again, going through this video, I've had to explain all that, right? Because like it just doesn't make sense if he doesn't blame Henry at all.
Hmm.
It
But
was
it's like,
just
where
an
does
accident.
It was an accident, right? That's what it basically happened.
well, sure, and I mean, yeah, that's what Michael like largely probably tried to say too. But it's just like I don't know. And again, it's up to everybody's perspective, like who shares what level of like blame for the crying child's death, right?
Hmm.
Like how you divvy that up, is kind of like just up to your opinion, I would think. Um but like to the point, right, that like even at that point, like Michael is trying to like atone to his father, right? That like, oh, I had a role in, at the very least, of my brother's death, and I need to like try to atone for it. And that is the thing that first gets him to kind of like, because like imagine William coming to him later, like after he's like getting into the remnant experiments and starting to like learn more of how this works. Of like, all right, Michael, I need you to go to, yeah, and again, this is kind of like what I'm saying here. Like, I'm gonna go do the DCI at the FNAF 2 location so I can get the Wizards back, so I can
Will
use them for more
despised.
remnant experiments. I'm gonna do the thing. You need to show up there for the last night while it's open and like get the Wizards out of there for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I explain it. Because like, one,
Yeah.
why is he having Michael go there in the first place? And like, if Michael's aware of all this, why is he willingly doing all this?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the legitimate question I've had to ask. Why is Michael the security guard in at least both FNAF 2 and 1?
Right. Because assuming this is before Sister Location or after.
It would be before, because I
Right.
think
Right. Me
Sister
too.
Location happens just after FNAF 1,
Right, and then
in
it'd
my
be
opinion.
FNAF 3 and 6, I think. I agree. That's why I say at
Yes.
least. So, okay, so yeah, then, yeah, same thing. He's just being obedient to some orders, but like you said, what orders? Just. Because even then, like,
Right, like,
when he gets fired, it's like tampering with the animatronics, but why, you know?
right, and that's what I've had to answer. Like, unless you think that, like, Michael's just there of his own volition, like, outside of being told to by William for some reason, and is just
Hmm.
not privy to his father's plans. I doubt that. I think William has him at both the FNAF 1 and 2 locations for specific reasons. Like
Right.
those, namely, to where like he can cause this thing to happen and then Michael can slip in and grab the Wizards and no one be the wiser, is
Yeah.
how I explain it. Um but that's just what I'm wondering for the movies here as well. Like, is that the situation here? Cuz like, why is Michael like so like gung ho for like William and his plans, and like, oh, like his purpose for us, as he's talking
Hmm.
about in the movie, right? Like, is like part of that like a sense of guilt? Like, if there is a possibility, like it's gonna be revealed in the third movie that like, oh hey, like Garrett was our third like adopted brother or whatever, and like I led to his death
Adopted brother.
accidentally.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, is that a part of it? Like, in mirroring the games of like, oh, I feel guilty because like I led to his death, so I need to kind of make it
Mm.
up to William, right?
Right, yeah.
Is just what I wonder. Or if not, and he's just gung ho for the sake of it, I guess, which might be, but it's just like, this is just me wondering out loud, right? Like, why is Michael
Mm.
just so gung ho in the movie, like especially with all that he knows, right? Like, clearly in the
Yeah.
movies we're seeing like he knows he killed those kids, he knows he killed
Right, he's
Charlotte,
fully on board with him, yeah.
yeah, and fully on board with all of this. So and like he's trying to like mimic and imitate it for like maybe remnant reasons, but we don't know. But at the
Mimic.
very least he's
The
trying to
mimic.
kill others as well. Haha, right? But like, that's just what I want. Like, that's just making me wonder in the games. Like, if this is all true of him in the movies, like, what if we like just share that idea in the games a bit? Like, was Michael really that good before Sister Location? Like,
No,
because
I
that would
yeah.
give his like like arc like a lot more like substance to it, right? Like there was
Hmm.
like a sort of and like his whole like monologue at the end of Sister Location, right? Like, there's only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you,
Yeah.
right? Like, that would give that a lot more weight to me, at least.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's hard because um, not that 2 years is a lot, but in that sense, I wish we saw more of Michael just now because until we get more answers, kind of like you're saying, well, down the line, whatever those movies look like, I wish we had more now. Even something we were talking about earlier, like where he was in those 2 years, or because obviously we know we know he knows most of the things like the murders and so forth.
Hmm.
But like those 2 years, I'm so curious of what he was doing, and it definitely looks like he never contacted
Yeah.
Vanessa. I mean,
Nope.
never tried to go after Mike or Abby. And I saw a theory where, like the fast talker, what if he was the one who left it there and he was kind of putting this plan in motion? But again, it's bold to assume, or we have to assume that Abby would, or he would know Abby would pick it up or things like that. But again, like where was he? I think those 2 years are important. And if we are going with some like Ennard theory where he is Ennard, I think that's where that 2 year span would be. He was like sister location, whatever. But still, 2 years is a lot to just kind of be hanging around. And I hope they answer that in FNAF 3 or
And his
somewhere.
body not rotting by that
Yeah,
point.
exactly right. Yeah.
Well,
So
because Remnant
I
can clearly keep him alive in the games, but it can't
yeah,
keep
but
him
it
from
doesn't keep
looking
his
like
body
a
yeah healthy.
zombie.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why the purple guy. So I don't know where
Right, so if
that.
that would have happened within that 2-year time frame, I find it very doubtful we wouldn't have like seen more obvious like visuals of him looking like a zombie, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Or just not as alive in that sense, even if it's just like,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, unless you think that like ending scene of Sister Location would takes place over like 2 years.
Which again, like you said, it could be since we don't like really see the sun and or whatever indication it being a day, then maybe. But even then, I don't know. I think it is a bit of a stretch now, at least.
Right.
Anything else you guys specifically had in mind? Because I feel like we're all over the place, so I guess keeping track was hard.
No kidding. V, what about you?
As far as Michael, like the 2 year thing, so it sounds like um well, Aunt Jane was like kind of revamping everyone's interest in the place with the wild stories she was
Mm-hmm.
telling people and whatnot.
Yep.
And
Hmm.
that's when Michael's interested again. So there's something
Oh, okay.
about their purpose that's super significant, and it involves like the interest in the company again. Like there's something more to like having a bunch of people in one place or something. And not to like quote Henry, but it's weird that like he brings up specifically the Faz Fest being important and like how there's so many people that are gonna die, and like there's something about like getting a bunch of people at some kind of Fazbear related thing that's like part of this purpose. But I don't know like why that matters because we don't have any of that info. Like there's so little Michael
Yeah.
time on screen.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
So
Just give
whatever
me like
that
a
purpose is, it's like
mini
Williams
series.
promised them something incredible.
Even
And it's the same in the game
mortality.
timeline. We still have no idea what Circus Baby thought was going to happen when she got
Hmm.
to the FNAF 6 location. We still don't
Right.
know what that promise was that she thought was going to happen.
And be full. Um, that is a question. Like,
Cooking.
what did she think was gonna happen? Well, and like, how much of that was actually Charlotte, and how much of that was Circus Baby?
Wait, what?
Damn. Like how much?
Well, yeah, like how much of that was Charlotte, and how much of that was Circus Baby at the end of FNAF 6 saying that? Like some of her final lines of like, "It is a gift for us, and stop and be full." Da, 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 da. Like, was that Charlotte or was that Circus Baby saying that?
That was
uh,
either Circus Baby or Elizabeth, I want to say.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like wondering like which one.
I want to say Elizabeth because she's always wanted to please her dad. So if he like tells her that there's some incredible thing if you do such and such and such and such, then that's like what we're seeing in the movie regurgitated again. It's like they have this purpose that William Afton tells them they have, but I have no idea what it is. And I never got to find out in the games either. So that's really interesting.
Right? Because yeah, all we know is one of her lines like "I will make you proud," and that's kind of what most of that is based off of. Like just, but you're right. We still don't have that kind of promise.
Right, and it's just like hard to like understand like what her goal exactly
Yeah.
is.
Right.
Well, what's William's goal with all that? Is kind of what I'm curious about. Is he just lying to them so that they'll like do what he wants them to do?
I mean, that is a question. um, it's just lying to get the, and even then, like we're not sure of like what his goal is, like at that point, because again, like I remind you, like even at this point in the movies, at least, we're still just technically speculating on like if Remnant is a thing here. Now, I think it's more likely, given what we've seen in the second movie here, but like. What could that goal be? Like, we don't know what Williams' like ultimate prime moving goal here is, because like in the
Mhm.
games, nominally, it's to like save the crying child and eventually like give himself immortality, right?
Right.
Like, but in the movies, like we have no idea. Like, what is his goal? We don't know, right?
We
Like,
don't know. Yeah.
well, yeah, because we don't even know if like
Yeah.
Remnant is a
It was all a
function of
trap.
the universe technically yet.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Remnant to me is still. I wish we had more, a lot more on it,
Right?
especially in the
Like,
games.
well,
Tangled. I
even
could go on a
anything.
tangent about Tangled, but I wish that we had something for that.
God.
I love the design. I think it's so cool and everything, but or like the tears, like so much, not on the puppet or Elizabeth. The eyes aren't glowing. What is it? I don't know.
It's just an agony creature, in my opinion. Like
Yeah, me
much
too.
like what
But
we see with
can we at least see it in Abyss? Something,
I mean, yeah, don't get me
right?
wrong. It like popped in for a cameo in Ruin just to say, "Oh, hey, everybody, I'm still canon," and then it immediately disappeared again. I mean, cool.
Goes in a wall. Yeah,
Um,
I'm out of here.
right. Um, like what's her face? What was it? Scrap Baby, or what was her face in the books? Where she's also clearly an agony creature.
Um.
Like in the giving the girl the little heart thing that she can
Oh, the
shave off and like help people. I forget the name of the
right.
book.
Oh, me too.
Um, that's just what I wonder. Like the Tangle is like something like that, where it's not
Yeah.
like a soul possessing it, but it's a like a creature or echo that like feeds off of agony.
No, I like that too,
Um,
especially thinking of like the environment it's in, like being in the kind of pizza place where probably a bunch of people were murdered as well, and then in FNAF 6 where kind of like everyone's soul freed, bunch of agony there probably. I do like that, and it makes the most sense. I could think of role wise we need a lot more.
uh, yeah, we need a lot more.
Right, Burn Trap too. Don't even get me started. Burn Trap, my goat, done dirty. What do you mean he's not in ruin? Unless he's the
I,
mimic, but I don't know.
I want to say a lot about Burn Trap and Glitch Trap and the purple
Ooh.
monster from Princess
Yeah.
Quest, and there's a lot I want to say about a lot, but I'll just say I need to get this theory
I'm excited.
done.
I'm excited for you to talk about Burn Trap. Everyone again, spam hurry unnamed.
Just
Everyone
to
feel like
again,
tease you
Burn
spam
guys,
Trap
it.
I'll
kind
say
of had
they
to have
are all
happened, though.
connected.
I agree that
It's
they're
all
connected,
they're
but I
all
do wonder. Yeah.
connected. And I've just got a wild take on why that is.
Ooh. Var, tell me what is it? What were you saying about Burn Trap?
That it kind of, for me, it's the fact that Gregory drew both of
Yes.
them.
Oh my God. Yes. In
And
the
since we
ending
see
moment.
Tangle, then I feel like Burn Trap had to have happened.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
No, I agree, and I hope he's
Not all
separate
those
from Willie
things were
Burnt
canon.
or Mimic, just because I love the design and just him coming back once more. I thought it was cool, even though it's like his fourth time coming back. Whatever. I thought it was cool, and I love that moment. because I remember Security Breach was like, I was really into the lore as a kid with the original 6 games, and I had no idea how Wanted existed until I saw like Game Theory's thumbnail with glitchtrap. I was like, what is that? What is it? And then that kind of got back into it. And then playing Security Breach, and then seeing Burn Trap, I'm like, oh my god, he's back, this and that, right? And then to now where he's not back feels weird. Not even William. I just like Burn Trap. I just want him back. Honestly, I'm fine with William being held in purgatory, whatever it is. But Burn Trap? Come on. Just give me the design. It's so cool. Not even in Help Wanted 2, nothing? Man. I will
I
always be
can't
sad
say
about that.
anything other than I want to say a lot, and I need to get this theory done.
We're giving you 3 days. That's it. And then we're reacting to it.
I'll get it done within the next
We just
3
react
months,
to a blank
probably.
screen.
Right, yeah. Here's the new theory, guys.
God, I really wasn't kidding when I said like this thing's probably gonna end up being like an hour long if I don't start trimming the fat at this point.
No,
I'm hungry.
I love watching. Me too. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. I'm starving. But
I mean, I don't know.
Except
Like,
my
do you
Red Bull.
guys like think you would be willing to
Get out
listen
of
to me
here
yap
and
for
go
an
eat.
hour?
I can't, man. I gotta. After this, I gotta do something. Kidding. I'll eat after this. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, sometimes I
No,
do.
no.
I do definitely. I'm like, oh my god, why am I so hungry? Oh, it's been 10 hours.
Holy crap.
So yeah, I'll eat soon.
Yeah.
Promise, guys.
Get that.
I swear the Red Bull feels like enough sometimes, but then I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually super hungry. Something's rumbling in my stomach.
Just live on Red Bull.
I'm almost done. Almost semester's almost done, and then I only have to do videos.
This grind is insane.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm so embarrassed again. Like, I really need to get this done. It's been 3 months since I've done a video.
Extended cut of the
But,
movie needed. Real Hapset stuff. Hapset.
And again, like,
I don't
that's
know what a
something that's
Fred Bull
plaguing
says.
my mind too. Like, is a director's cut gonna be canon?
Right,
Or,
yeah.
like, are
Right, yeah,
deleted
because then he has
scenes-
to address that, if they do anything like that, or even like in a Blu-ray, Scott has to address that, or else say there's something in there, that we start using, he
Yeah.
has to, he's got to say something about it, Because if
He
not,
never
then
addresses things anymore unless it's Doug related.
my
Yes.
man dog. I thought, wait, guys, December 2nd, nothing on Secret, or Chica's Secret Party, nothing, and Scott
Yeah,
didn't even
not a
say anything, so
word.
I'm still... Are we just saying
Oh,
it's a
can you
real thing?
explain more of that drama? Like,
Oh my
pretend I've only
gosh.
been like vaguely paying attention
man.
to like
Var, you
community
wanna-
stuff while I've been doing this. So, like, for the fans and not me for sure, explain this Chica's secret game stuff.
Var, that's all you.
Oh gosh, why me? So, essentially, in the what's it called, the Ultimate Guidebook 2.0 or whatever the heck it is that what it's called? What is
One
it?
everyone's
the book called?
complaining about.
Yeah, Ultimate Guy,
so
yeah, Tug 2.0.
The Ultimate Guide is horrendous. Like,
Mm.
so much of the stuff in it
True.
is just factually wrong. Like, it's not even like stuff that you can argue is maybe actually right and we were wrong about things. Like, some of it is just wrong. But then they have like a whole section. So they have like different sections for each of the games, like for you to read over. But then there's a section about, what is it, Chica's Secret Party or whatever it's called. What is it? Is that what it's called? Like, I don't even remember.
Something like that.
Yeah, but essentially there's a whole little section about that, and like there's like
Supposedly
a few
was this
pictures
game
of
in
it.
2016 Scott released for like 3 days.
Yeah,
on
it was
some-
up for a couple days online and then taken down or whatever.
And then no one's
so-
ever mentioned it. I guess seen it since.
Yeah. And so like everyone was really excited about that, but the rest of the book was horrendous.
Right, and yeah, there's...
But because
We were curious if like when the book actually released, since people had got it earlier than the release day, if maybe something would happen like before the movie, like how there was that little game that came out before the first movie.
honestly, at my point, that would be my one question to Scott. Like, hey, like supposedly there was this game you released in 2016. Like, was there any like lore we should pull from that?
Right.
That's
Well,
the
is
big
it even
problem. It's
real?
like there's no quality control in the rest of that book. So it's like, can we even like use this for anything? Is this even a thing? Like, what is going on here?
Like, is this just a money
Yeah.
grab, or like
Also,
should
just-
we just throw this
Sorry,
out?
just side point, but Mio said that Red Bull is actually making me starved, so that makes sense because I'm hungry. But back to this Chica. So
No.
but something else. If it isn't like a real game, right? Other people are saying like, oh, it's an ARG, type of thing, like in another universe. this actually happened, and then they're gonna release it now, you know. But that obviously didn't happen since the book
Yeah,
passed,
they
and
did nothing. So
yeah,
it's just
so
like,
even then we don't know if it was real. Like, is this actually a game that existed? Is it an ARG, or is it something to tease Abyss? People are even saying, you know, it's we don't know
And
anything,
that's
and he
the
didn't say anything.
wildly interesting part to me. We don't know at this point, as far as I'm aware, if this
Hmm.
was an actual thing he did. This was an actual game,
Right.
and we just
right.
all missed it back into which, to be fair, 2016 is far back enough and to where there
Yeah.
were a lot less
Fair.
eyes on FNAF that where I
Mm.
could believe like Scott made a little game, put it up for like 3 days and being like, whoever sees it, tee hee hee, and like
Yeah.
nobody just caught it. Like I could believe that, but like at this point, like that's what's fascinating to me. We don't know if this was real. We don't know if this is like an ARG he's doing now of like, oh, I'm lying about this, but this is canon in the lore now. Like sure, he could do it to like that, to where like, oh yeah, this is a secret thing. I can go back and like retroactively do thing. Da 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 da. Like sure, maybe that's the case, or like maybe this whole thing is just bunk and like whoever's writing the book just got it wrong.
Mm.
Yeah,
And like
but
this
I really do wish he'd address it because it's really scummy to sell people a book that is full of misinformation. And it's not
Right. Yeah.
cheap. It's
It's
like 20
yeah.
no,
some
I'm
bucks in the
Blue Star
US.
Greenmoon says it perfectly. With something it says it's. It says the mimic isn't an endoskeleton, but rather AI creation or something like that, and that's true. Yeah, there's so many things like that where, also in Secret of the Mimic portion, it feels like they wrote this before the game was released. You know, because all of us were like, oh, you know, this will probably have some extra stuff. No, it's like the assumption with that game is like definitely before it's released. There's I think a page where it's like, oh, and you know when this game is released, it's the first time we're gonna see something like this, or like when this game is released, something like that. You know, so at that point it's kind of pointless
Yeah, like
because
there was
obviously
just
it's after. So why?
it's just like nobody was on quality control or
Yeah.
like quality
Right,
assurance
and
for
then
that.
yeah,
Just
and
like,
again, just my
holy
biggest
crap.
issue with these games are just like, oh, some theories say or some theorists believe. Like that doesn't help me. I want to know
Why would
what
you
exactly.
even
you
put
the
that
man
in
says. I want to
there?
know what the man says, please.
Like
And
that's
like
just
the
so bad.
massively frustrating part to me is like I'm definitely like on the middle on this. On the one hand, isn't this
Yeah, no 5 laps
massively
either, but
familiar with what happened with the first book?
Yes.
yes,
That's part of
exactly.
why
This
So
I'm
is
you'd
the
so
second
mad.
imagine,
time
you'd
this has
imagine.
happened. You would think after all the flack the first one got and how bad it was, where we were
Mhm.
asking and saying these exact same problems of like, Scott, the QC is terrible. We don't know what we can pull from this thing. Like, hey, can you like fix it for the next one? And like clearly that didn't happen, and that's massively frustrating, but at the same time, I get it. Think about Scott even just the past year. He is probably like chest deep in like the movie, finishing that up, probably
Mhm.
starting writing for the third one to be honest, and he's
Right.
probably like up to his eyebrows in Abyss, right? Like he's probably busy as hell. So like the
Just
one
cancel the
Yeah.
book because this is so like
I get
scummy.
it, but on the other hand, you're right, and I'm frustrated, and it's like, Scott, why are you greenlighting this then if they're gonna do this bad? Have MatPat
Exactly.
write it. Like,
Dude,
give a
that'd be
list of.
so
Yeah.
amazing.
That'd be
That'd be
cool.
so
Yeah.
I'm
great.
That'd be
dead
cool.
serious. Give like a list of bullet points for MatPat to be like, oh hey, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this. All right, write the thing. I trust you with
Mhm.
the rest. MatPat could legitimately do a better job
Agree.
from everything
Yeah.
I've seen.
And then
Yeah,
someone
it's
else
so
says
disappointing.
they don't even mention M1, M2, anything like that, which are so crucial, obviously, to Secret Mimic. So again, it's like, wh- what happened? Why didn't they learn the first time? And in that sense, like, you can't even use it. And I think,
No.
not that it's been a while since obviously we just got the movie, but in that sense, like, these books can be like kind of boost in terms of, you know, FNAF content. And like, oh, what is this book gonna say? It's kind of the hype around it. So now, if they do a third one or even the next book, you know, I don't know why it's
Like,
such an
No
issue with
one's
these
gonna
books. Or
take
like
it
the
seriously
character
because the
encyclopedia
quality's so
also,
low.
they had like such weird characters in there, and then not like important ones people can argue, you know.
Oh yeah, we
So
need to
then
know about Chocolate
yes,
Bonnie.
exactly, and not Michael Afton, you know. So then now when they do the next book, it's like, oh, okay, you know, really no hype
No
around
one
it,
buys it
and
because the
whoever
quality's
buys it,
so low.
exactly, we all know it's just gonna be the USA, you know. And
Even more,
again,
Matt. So
yeah,
like, I don't have socials real other than like this chance. So like, I hope everybody like start like blowing up Scott or so, like say like, can you address this please? Like,
yeah, and surprisingly,
can
he
you like
hasn't.
burn these books or something, or like rewrite them, or have MatPat do it or
burn these
something?
books.
Something like, is it
FNAF
not?
book burning party.
I mean, is it not frustrating at that?
No,
Like,
it's so
it's
frustrating.
getting so bad to the point where like I'm never buying these things.
Yeah, I really wanted to buy it until I found that out. I was like, I just
Yeah, no,
can't
I
buy
have the
these books.
first one just because I
Feels
thought
so
I
scummy.
just like the art of it, and I was like, oh, for my collection. But I've never opened it once or read
Right.
it in that sense. Like, oh, I have I'm making a video about so said thing. Let me check the book. Like, no, that'll never be the case, unfortunately. And same with the second one.
Right, like even if this is just a money grab, to be so cynical, like that's an assumption. But even still, like you're kneecapping yourself because none of us are gonna buy it. I wouldn't tell my viewers to buy it, right?
Right?
Because like
Yeah.
what details can I take seriously out of it? What could I
Nothing.
use any details out of it for a theory and be taken seriously?
No.
No, everyone's like, did bro really just reference the Ultimate Guide? And then it's over. It's over.
Exactly.
Just
Bro,
unsubscribed.
the
No way you
ultimate
mentioned the
guy.
Ultimate Guide. It's over.
Yep.
And then I'm like,
No,
wait, no,
this dude.
wait, hear me out, guys. Because if you did, you'd have to add such a huge warning. All right, guys, for this next segment, don't click off, don't unsubscribe, don't dislike, just hear
Yep.
me out. There's a small
My next
portion.
video, I'm gonna be reading
Yeah.
straight from the wiki.
Right?
God.
Honestly, maybe. I've only used the wiki once, and it was only because when doing the box theory, I was looking things up, and someone also said it, so I was like, oh, people also talk about on the wiki, but not for evidence in that sense. It's very different. But
I just go to it for copyright-free images.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my problem. Like, if it were like that, if you say like one thing, I could ask Scott, like, hey, Scott, can you address the Ultimate Guide, please? Can you
Mm-hmm.
fix these things? Like, do something. Like, should we burn them? Can you rewrite them? Can you have MatPat
Can
do
we
it?
burn
Like
them?
something. Like, well, I mean, what else am I
The
supposed to do with
visual I'm
them at this
imagining
point?
is so
Yeah.
funny.
Like, someone burn one of them and like add Scott. No, don't do that. Or like something like, because it is frustrating. It's like, what's the point of these things if I can't use them for anything?
Yeah.
It's so sad because they could be like one of the coolest tools we could pull from, but
Yes.
Right, for like Scott to
No.
clarify things. Right, like this is a great chance for you, like in a cool in-universe way. Like I thought, which is funny because like people seem to still take the logbook seriously.
Right, yeah, that one is one of the exceptions in that sense where I'm like, okay, this is pretty helpful, I think.
Right, because like that's I'm leaning heavily on the logbook to
Yeah,
explain
right,
things
right.
in the timeline.
Right,
Is
I mean,
what I'll
that's where we
say
have
as
what, like
well.
Cassidy from. That's like such a huge,
Cassidy, Dave, what
Dave
is it?
or Dave?
Dave?
Yeah, Dave. Yeah,
Uh,
Hyperdroid.
yeah, Dave with Hyperdroid's theory. What is it? Oh, and just the fact that Michael was at both of those locations, because how is
Right.
he drawing the exotic butters, the FNAF 1 and 2 animatronics? Like, if
Mhm.
you never saw them, right?
Yeah.
I'm leaning heavily on to explain why he is, what is it, both Fritz Smith and Mike Schmidt is my
Right.
take, but I would, if I didn't have the logbook to do that, that would be pure speculation on my part,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Or even just like the FNAF 4, I think that's very cool. Him probably being or feeling those, what do you call it? The nightmares. There's so many things where I think a Michael character, surprisingly, way more than the character encyclopedia, things like that, where we have so much, and without it, I mean, just make another logbook, in my opinion. Like, I don't know if it could be Gregory's or whoever's logbook from like the
Right.
modern games. I think that could be really cool.
That'd be
Oh, yeah, like,
so
it's like-
But yet
neat.
they
I would
don't.
love that.
Yeah.
Security breach activity book filled out by Gregory in universe.
Uh-huh.
while he's
Yes.
living there.
And that's where we find the photos and some explanation maybe. He's like, "Oh, I saw this bunny, in a prototype suit,
Right.
and I made a drawing of him with something else I saw. Boom. Now I know Burn Trap isn't real, but it's okay because I have an answer,
Yeah, how cool would that be, right?
Yeah.
Like the
That'd be
logbook.
so fun if they did something like that with Gregory.
Yes. And more
The
just about his
logbook-
character also, it's like, "Oh, my dad used to something something," and any lore in that sense.
I would agree. Blue Star, the logbook, and Tickets to Fun are the only pieces of reliable.
Yes, Ticket to Fun also really
Wikipedia
cool. Yeah.
of FNAF lore. Like
I haven't
I
gotten
would
to
agree.
look at that yet. I need to get
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I
I recommend it.
Everything I've heard seems to jive, but like
Mm-hmm.
that's such a shame to me. Like I want to know, like, who's writing this? Like, is it like some intern at Scholastic or
Some
something? Like,
insert.
I mean, like, who else would be writing this thing and get it so bad? Like, I'm not like tooting a horn when I say like
any of us and like anyone in chat could do a better job. Even just perusing a wiki, right? Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't even need new information. Like, that's just like, how do you get this so bad and still greenlight it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did he not even read the thing? Did he not get sent proofs? Is like just what I wonder.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
know,
Yeah, I don't.
like
Kind of like you said, I wonder if he was just very busy with the movie, which I would get, under totally.
the
But
movie and Abyss, to be
yeah,
fair.
exactly. And maybe it just slipped by, which is fair. Again, it's fair. But at the same time, it's just I don't know. This is something that I feel like he knows a lot of us are gonna immediately look at and try to dissect. So for it to just most of it to be wrong and just kind of basically lying to us feels weird. But I don't want to blame him
Well,
because I love the man.
and I do too. It's just I'm less willing to be charitable now that this is the second time this has happened.
Right.
He's heard this already with the first one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess with it being the second one, I'm like Scott. No. Scott.
Yeah, like none of these complaints are anything new, right? Like
Mhm.
Scott does not have a writer credit, and that's very funny considering DJ Sturf does.
Really?
Really, for the logbook
Or for the one that just came out?
or the Ultimate Guide?
Yeah. And which one?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Like, who is given a writer credit for the Ultimate Logbook? Like,
Hmm.
who made this bowel movement of a book? Like, yeah,
It was the Mimic.
The Mimic. Then the writer credited him too.
No. Oh, what? Yeah, then he was just busy. It's okay, Scott. We know you're busy.
Oh yeah, I had this
We
Mimic
love
program
you, Scott,
write it
but
for
you need some
me.
help.
Yeah.
We got you, Scott. We'll handle it from here.
I mean, that's like, how many fans would do it for free?
That's true, yeah.
What I'm saying.
I'd be like, oh yeah, guys, just don't talk about this, or this, and you can do whatever. Like, and I'm sure you'll do a
Definitely.
better job.
Right,
than
but I'd be so
whatever.
heartbroken though if Burn Trap is on that list that like no talking. I'd be like, no, please.
Yeah, don't talk about
Let
him.
me yap about him, please.
Remember what Scott said in the interview, though. Burn Trap had a very specific purpose, and that wasn't
That's
realized
true.
in Security
Right.
Breach. I'm still coping about that and saying you still approved it, so it's still canon.
Agreed.
But his original intention, according to Scott, was just to be sitting up against a wall, like unactive, basically.
Which I don't know. I guess I would have taken that if it just had a greater reason, and if there's a possibility of him returning, I would have taken it.
I
sense.
have a theory about what the original purpose was, and that's it's nothing exciting. It's basically just to show that William's soul, or at least a portion of it, is still in Ultimate Custom Night being tortured by the Vengeful Spirit.
Oh, nice. I like that too.
Is
I
my
like that a lot.
take.
No, I like it.
By Scott Cawthon, DJ Sturf Scholastic, and Sherry Latt. So, interesting. Thank you, Mia. So, I'm even less willing to be charitable if he's willing to put his name on it as a writer. I refuse to believe he listed himself as a writer and didn't at least get sent proofs of this thing before it got bowel movemented to the public.
Movemented.
I mean, if you're gonna list yourself as a writer, I would assume you read the thing at least at some point.
Right, because I know he also cares so much, where it's like, obviously if things like this happen in terms of the lore, because he wants us in the right direction, I'm assuming so, at least I hope so, where then, he would come out or at least reread it, double check it, because obviously with how, I don't know what the word, obsessive FNAF fans are with things like this, he wouldn't want us to take anything the wrong way or things like that. But we can't even get anything, so it's okay, I guess.
Well, I mean, he clearly shows that he does care. Like, what delayed the movies coming out for so many years, right?
Yeah.
Him throwing out scripts he didn't agree with and starting from scratch. So, like, I know he cares. Maybe it genuinely is. He just has so much on his plate he can't do it. Because, again, he's wrote the first movie, Was finishing writing Secret of the Mimic, went to start immediately writing the second movie more than likely, and is probably like up to his eyeballs in Abyss right now.
Yeah, figuring that out in
You know?
Michael's return, totally.
Yeah, and he's doing like potentially this whole past year he was doing both at the same time, writing the movie and Abyss.
Which is crazy to think about, so props for sure.
Right, so like could you imagine him having to write Abyss, the FNAF 2 movie, and the logbook at the same time?
Wow.
Like when would he have time to sleep? So like on the one hand I get it. It's like but like I am definitely 50-50. I'm getting very disappointed with
just with how often it's happening, I guess is what it feels like, you know? Because again, like every time something comes out now, everyone's just gonna be so careful about it and to even consider using about it.
I guess Scott is on the website and kind of a given, but the book itself doesn't list him, and that's crazy. What was the general doing? Like, sure, if he's not listed as a writer, I'm giving like this tiniest sliver of credit there, but even still, like, he owns this franchise still, right? Like, did he not like greenlight it? Did he not read the thing before it got like print to public? Right? Like, I don't know. Like, that's just me. Like and I get it. Like maybe time, but like. I don't like. You don't even have to read it. Like, have MatPat proofread it for you. I don't know. You know, literally any theorist would be willing to do it. Is just my like, and I know you don't want to like bring them in because like, oh, you can tell just me, Scott, and like all of my subscribers. But like,
that's fair. I think I would have some bias also. You know, on the part of the bird trap, I'd go, or in the box, I'd basically, you know, I don't know. I guess in that sense, it's hard for you not to just kind of insert your own thoughts or whatever.
Well, and that's just why I keep bringing up MatPat, because he's out of it, right? Like,
yeah, it's true. And
well, because I posed the question to any of us, right? Like, if he approached any of us and said, "Hey guys, I need you to help me write this logbook, but I need you to sign an NDA that you're not going to talk about a single thing ever about what I tell you in it,"
I'd be sued. I'm sorry, I'd be sued. I'm kidding.
Exactly. That's the problem, right? Like, that's why he can't go to us for help. Is the problem, because it's like. Could we not only not keep it quiet, but not let the information we know seep into our theories? That's and that's why I keep going with MatPat, because he's the only one who has all this knowledge, but is also out of the game, basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of the problem, right? Like, who else can he really go to?
Me.
But, you know, that's...
yes, one of us.
Well, yeah.
I would out of the game. I don't know.
Theorizing in a minute if I could help with stuff.
Well, that would basically be the devil's deal, right? Like, Scott might be pretend Scott would take you up on that and just be like, okay, I'm going to sit you down, I'll explain literally everything for you if you proofread everything, but you can never be a theorist again, ever.
Alright, well, I'm sure Var will hook us up, right? He's got to hook us up, I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, would you do it if, like, he's like, oh yeah, you can't make any more theory videos, you can't do anything like that, but I will tell you everything.
I don't know. Well, it depends, like, if it's just for one project, then...
he wouldn't have to tell you everything.
No, you're gonna be Scott's, like, go-to...
Right-hand man for the rest of my life?
I feel like he'd only trust Daco or MatPat with that.
Yeah.
Or Daco's like his merch guy.
That's true, yeah, with, what is it? Not Jazzwire. All the plushies are cool, though.
The Hex plush or whatever.
Yeah, Hex plushies, yes, thank you. Yes.
Some of those are so cool, but I'm like, wow.
Pricey.
But I'm just making the point that, like, there's very few theorists who would take that deal at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, would you be willing to, like...
break his trust or something, like...
Well, yeah, would you axe your channel and, like, never make theories again, but you're, like, Scott's go-to proofreader?
Yeah.
I mean...
I don't know if I
would. It would suck, but just... it would suck, but just because I know he needs one so bad, apparently, like, to keep pushing out these steaming bowel movements on and, like, expecting, what is it, $20 for it? How much is it selling for?
It was more than that, I think, when it was
it depends where, especially. Barnes & Noble, I don't know why, but they are so expensive.
And it's like, you're wanting us to pay, like... For, like, how much was even Security Breach when it dropped?
I think it was a good 40 in the US.
I paid the full 40 for it. Worth it.
I did too.
The book for, like...
I was like, I don't know, worth it.
Oh yeah, and that's it. Like this steaming pile for like half the price of Security Breach, like on drop, right? Like that's just the really insulting part to me.
Hmm.
Like a book we can't even use that you want half the price for a brand new Security Breach for. Maybe the reason Scott doesn't make the guidebooks good is because he doesn't want to hint at anything by correcting the right. Well, then why make the guidebooks if not just like money, I guess? Which, if that's the case, then like I wouldn't. That'd be an L, as the Zoomers say. In my opinion, um, that'd be massively frustrating because, like, on the one hand, he'd be taking the lore so seriously and guarding it so close, but also like, you know, using it as just a money generator. You know,
Right. Yeah.
like that's my big criticism at the moment with like like of that this whole situation with like what is it, the new guidebook, and especially the, what is it, Chica's Secret Party. Like
Yeah.
I I really really hope, even worst case scenario, if they got it totally wrong, Scott has an opportunity here. If they were totally wrong and this never happened, Scott
Mhm.
has an opportunity to legitimately be like, okay, no, I'm going to pause everything, I'm going to make a quick game, and I'm going to put lore in it.
Right.
And none of us would be the wiser, right? Be like, oh yeah, no, hey, I decided to re-release the game I put out for 3 days totally, like 10 years ago, guys. Here it is. Like, none of us would know, right? Like, unless there's like an internet archive of it or something, right? Like, that is that not legitimately how Scott could course correct here and be like, crap, okay, like, all right, I'll, I'll put it out, and like he's like furiously working on it right now so he can put it out next week. Is what I'm hoping, right? He could course correct and do that even in the worst case of like the writer got it completely wrong and this game never existed. He could make it exist, is my point.
Oh, I guess Var's coming back. Man, it is so funny talking about all this because not that there are many examples of things, but at the same time, especially Chica. Oh, I just wanted a game. I thought we would have got something, even like a teaser. And I don't know if I
Right.
mentioned, but there was like someone did make like a hoax website, and we all thought it was real for like a night, and then literally the next morning it was like, no, it's fake. It was a hoax. So that was pretty sad.
Literally trust nothing outside of Scott games
Yes,
is
exactly, and
how I
that's why
view it.
people were skeptical, but a lot of people believed it all at the same time. So with Chica's Party World specifically, I am surprised we haven't gotten anything. Not even like a post being like, "Hey guys, just kind of ignore," like nothing. So now it's like, can we really? Because they answered questions like what Midnight Motorist, the FNAF 4 box. It had a Golden Freddy and Fred Brothers, two separate characters. It had Deskman from FNAF World. All these different pieces, that in that sense should mean something or could give us answers to everything, really. Um,
But I can't take anything in it seriously if it's so
exactly.
wrong. But
Yeah. Right. So
at
yeah,
the
and
same time, it's
yes, like
like,
why is the book so wrong? Besides these 4 pages that are so detailed, so descriptive, they have like some images of the supposed game. Like it's so weird.
and the massively frustrating thing too, as bad as the logbooks are, we can still say like the desk man was technically a character.
Right. Yeah.
The muster man, or like what, like the the characters themselves, like they exist,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
None of them are like totally wrong. It's not like, like at least I'm not aware of like the ultimate guides, like including like Gooby the Goober, the animatronic, like making something
Right.
completely up from scratch. They
Mm.
are at least getting the characters right. So if they're mentioning something like Chica's Secret Party, and assuming they're not just completely pulling that out of the back end, right? Like it probably
Come
at least
back.
existed.
Welcome back.
Howdy. Um, so like that's what I'm really hoping for. Like there is a very solid chance, unless Chica's Secret Party is an exception, and it's the first time they just completely made up something from scratch. This game did exist at one point. Now, everything they say about it might be wrong,
But if that's the case, especially then, Scott needs to like come out and say something, or like again, what I'm hoping is the case is that right now he is furiously clacking away at his keyboard trying to code this thing and get
Yeah.
it out within the next week, and he's like, "Oh, sorry guys, took me a minute to find it from a decade ago.
Got it.
I
Here it
totally
is.
didn't
It's
just
always
make
been there.
this."
Yeah. Cause yeah, it was
I
just an
mean,
8-bit minigame, so
it'd be
I don't know
better
if it's
than
taking too long.
nothing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, like how fun would that be? Like, oh, we actually finally get something on this,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Dang.
Like Scott, like everybody like needs to like at Scott or whatever. Like, please, can you like
Yeah, no, I feel like people
clarify
have been,
Chica's
but still
secret
nothing.
party?
It's surprising. Yeah.
Keep doing it until he does. He will break eventually.
He'll have to
Like
respond
Scott
if everyone's adding him, he has to.
he will eventually. Like if people keep doing it long enough, like even just to say I won't say anything, like that would be better than not. Like, would you be okay with that at this point if Scott goes on like Reddit or whatever and he says like, "Oh yeah, guys, Chica's secret party existed. You had your chance to see it. I'm not explaining it."
Honestly, I would be happy with that because then we can still use it because we know a
We
lot about it.
know-
You know, yeah, I would still be happy
That
with
statement
that.
alone would prove to us, though, guarantee that it existed. It is
Right.
real.
Yeah, I would be definitely sad and disappointed that we're never getting it, but just the fact that it's out there, I think it's just something, you know. And I still love
I
the
mean,
idea that it'd be out there.
personally would be hunting viciously through internet archives.
Right? Yeah, no,
and-
yeah, I know it came out and people checked and there wasn't anything, so that's why I'm like skeptical, also, you know. But at the same time,
It could have been
maybe
missed. It's
yeah,
not like it
exactly.
archives that much, as far
Right,
as I'm
right,
aware.
right,
Like,
right.
it grabs it every couple weeks or months or something. So if it was only out for 3 days, there's a legitimate chance the Internet Archive could have missed it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's why I'm like, if it is real, I don't know if we'd ever see it.
I mean, we would
don't know
have
if
to
that's
hope
really
and
right, but-
pray that, like, some random goober just
Yes,
happened
just
to
happened
be
to
on it
download
and
it, yeah.
reported it.
Like if it's some like old, like you know, just old computer that like some dad downloaded it for
Now,
fun. You know, it's
Was
like,
it
oh,
a
my dad
browser
has it. You
game,
know,
or was it a
I
downloadable?
think it was actually I don't know either. That's why I'm like I don't know. We got nothing.
Like, has anybody seen or read the logbook? Is it even out yet?
Yeah, it's out. It came out the 2nd of this month. So everything's out,
Do
like
any
HD
of us
photos
have
of it.
it?
No,
Okay.
nor do I have the or the digital version of it.
Does anyone in chat have it? Does someone have this thing? Hang on. Because I want to know, like, was
I
it a
wonder if
browser
anyone
game
has
or
it.
was it a downloadable?
Yeah. And after this, I think I'm gonna nip kind of soon because I'm hungry, and
Yeah.
I'm about to pass out. I'm about to
Um,
pass out on my desk.
I have one more
Was it-
FNAF 2 thing I wanted to bring up.
Yes, of course, yes.
By all means.
So in the movie, when the animatronics can't get out of the building without like deactivating the code that Vanessa has, I'm curious
Ooh.
if that's at all connected to FNAF Ruin when the mimic can't get out.
Oh, I see. Like if it's okay. I would well, like if that's what like Mexis is in that sense, like kind of some.
There's like some kind of older version of that same kind of program
Okay.
where it's physically stuck in that area, so it can't leave even if it
Yeah,
wanted to.
yeah. Interesting. I think it would be something like that, definitely. Hello, Fazbear Entertainment Corp. Welcome, the official account. Welcome. Love your videos. Nice. So happy to see you here. Nice. Awesome. But yeah, I would assume I'm assuming Mexis would have some. I'm assuming it'd be exactly that, basically.
Here we go.
Because if that is a connection, then that's essentially our Murray cameo that we were
Right, yeah.
hoping for.
Right,
in the
yeah,
movie.
That's the best we're getting. But yes, everyone say hello to Fazent Legend over here.
Hello.
I love his hour-long videos. I had him, yeah. What is it? Fredbear Barn. I actually do reference it
I'm
in
reading
one of my
through
videos.
it
So.
now.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. And yeah, for those who are
Yeah.
just joining, we're talking about Chica's Secret Party World, even though it's FNAF 2 movie title, but it's interesting. So yeah, exactly. Thank you, Blue Star Moon. Currently, well, I think it's so funny that the fact that we have to kind of debate, or not even debate, but just talk about what our thoughts are on it in terms of if it's real or what Scott had planned with it.
Well, as we, have
So
gone on, it's
frustrating.
like a massive pickle because like just everything else is so bad in it, just like the first one, and it's like that's been our whole debate. Like my massive complaint with FNAF right now is like Scott needs to like find time to like either put out Chica's secret party in the wake of this drama or like hop on Reddit and say something, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like it is a slap in the face to make us pay over 20 smackaroos for this thing, and it's still a massive question mark of like, can I use this? Is this real? Like, because again, like as you pointed out before, like if I used any information from the ultimate guides in a theory, I would get laughed out of the room.
No, that's why. Yeah. So yeah, that's why you'd have to make this huge warning, be like, hey guys, for this next segment, I'm so sorry. Just know that all of this is, don't
Welcome
hate me
back,
because I
everybody.
use
New
it.
video. So the mimic is actually not an endoskeleton.
Right? Imagine. Oh man,
Right.
like I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just a program guide, like, or whatever it said, right? Like, I would get laughed out of the room.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but Fazbear, don't worry about it. And I appreciate the sub, and I love your videos too, and that means a lot. That means a lot coming from
Ditto.
you. I think, yeah, you're a huge inspiration, really, and you deserve so much more subs. Everyone who's here and somehow isn't sub to Fazbear, sub to him and Var and Unnamed, please. Thank you. And Omnisoap also. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember watching some of his videos. He's very, very good.
Yes.
What is it? From everything I'm reading here, like it seems legit, but and like the interesting part that I was looking for, it seems like if we can take this ultimate guide at face value, it was a downloadable. As far as I can tell, it wasn't a browser game, supposedly.
Okay.
Like I wish it would have got more high quality pictures of it, but
So it's possible that there is a copy if it actually was.
someone there's a non-zero chance someone in the universe right now has this game downloaded and just forgot about it for a decade. There is a possibility. We would have to ask literally everyone or like who knows? Maybe someone passively interested, like, just happened to be on Scott's website like a decade ago, and like, oh, I'll download this cute little demo game, and just
Right?
it's sitting on a hard drive right now
That'd be, yeah, it's
somewhere.
crazy. Yeah, I hope someone finds out, or like, in a thrift store, you turn on a computer and there it is downloaded. Thank you though, thank you Mio for the $2. I appreciate it so much. It means the world. You supported the channel a lot. Possibly to ask y'all about Cassidy photo I sent before. Cassidy photo.
Ooh.
On Discord. If so, could you send it again? And I'll try to take a look at that.
Yeah. Showed in
Yes.
Discord.
Whoever said, I figure if it was an ARG,
CP
it'd be
was an
something right
ARG.
now. Right? Yeah, me too. I'm telling you, on what was it? December 2nd, Tuesday. Like I really thought we would have got something, and I
A
think it's
message
cool
or
if we,
something by
yeah,
now.
if it is an ARG, I think it would have been really cool if we got it by now in that sense, or just anything. And I agree. The
I
fact
mean,
that it's been quiet, I don't know.
I'll just echo what I said a minute ago. Like my massive cope is that Scott is furiously like clacking away at a keyboard right now,
Working on it
making this
now.
thing. Well, even if it never existed, this is a perfect chance for Scott to do that, to like click away at a keyboard for a week like he used to and be like, oh, hey guys, took me a minute to find it on an old hard drive. Here it is for everybody, since everybody keeps asking me
Yeah.
about it. Like, that would be a chance for him to like pivot this. It is massively sus that he has not said anything at all at this point. Like, people a lot bigger than us, or like all of you, need to get on your socials and just like keep at like, hey Scott, can you talk about Chica's secret party, please? Hey Scott, can you talk about Chica's secret party, please?
Yeah. No, I'm
like that. It's annoying, but it needs to happen until he says something. My bet is it's a mini game.
Yeah,
in
I
the
was about to
flap
read.
right
That's interesting. I like that. That'd be cool. Something, yeah, even where something like that where it's like an extension. I just want this, but I think Five Laps at Freddy's also has potential to have some really cool lore and Easter eggs. It already does. I mean, it already has with Midnight Motors.
It already did, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if they expand on that, it could be really cool. Especially with like the Cinco area and security breach, they could do some mimicry burn trap stuff there. So I love that idea. And yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to include it. So, or what if like in the book, there is a way to find like a URL which brings you to a download or something like that. They could have easily done something like that, where you have to crack a code and it brings you to something. in FNAF style.
I am reading the description of this game from
In the
the
book.
Ultimate Guide, and it is interesting. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can read it if you guys want me to, or like show you the video I'm getting it from.
I just want to be sure Bronze eats soon.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
I'm starved and I'm about to pass out.
getting about there, like if you run
No,
to
you're
end
good.
it,
No,
but
it's because I'm no, it's because I'm so much fun talking. That's why I'm like, really, I can't just chug another Red Bull and be good for like 3 more hours. It's
another
sad.
Red Bull for another
It
half
makes me
hour.
so sad. Yeah, it's because I was busy on like fixing or doing some final thing, and then like food. When you're so like focused, I feel like it just kind of goes away. Not the best habit, but I promise I'll be better, guys, during this when I'm out of school.
Interesting.
I remember
I'm not gonna
getting.
spoil anything, but like, God, that is interesting. If this is real,
Oh, the abandoned Freddy. Sorry, which one are you reading?
I'm reading the description in the Ultimate Guide for Chica's Secret Party.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Do you want me to read it out, or?
Yeah, no, I'd love to. Yeah, if I'm, yeah.
Now, one of the parts is kind of hard to read, but I'll try my best, just because there's like a glare on it. Scott Cawthon's minigame guide. Chica's throwing a party. At this party, there are something of guests to feed sweet cupcakes and some very something guests that crash the party. Chica's Secret Party was nearly a secret game. It was only available online for a short time, 3 days to be precise, on scottgames.com back in 2016. Information and tips can still be found on blank websites about the something Chica or Secret Party. So check blank if you want to know more. And then it turns into Chica. Chica moves through her secret party, hopping and jumping through levels, collecting all of the pink cupcakes she can scoop up. Throughout the levels, there are babies demanding yummy cupcakes. Chica brings the babies the cupcakes she's collected, turning the crying babies into happy babies. The more babies she appeases powers up her life force, allowing her to speed up when needed for special levels. The question is, can Chica accomplish all of the levels without being caught by the mysterious shadow figures? The crying babies. The secret party levels are filled with upset babies whom Chica must feed the cupcakes to in order to accomplish her task. In most of the levels, the babies are happy with just one cupcake. Chica discovers that occasionally the babies need more than one cupcake to stop their tantrums, and sometimes she needs to be super fast to accomplish her task. The shadow figures. In a stealthy game twist, there are 2 shadow figures sneaking through the party as well. Chica needs to follow one of the shadow figures to discover who the person is behind the shadows. When she finds herself toe-to-toe with a shadow figure, her best bet is to run in the opposite direction and hide. Beware, it is very important to not follow the wrong shadow figure or else. Let's see, and it goes to the next page. The house. The secret party takes place in a house that is a maze of adventurous goals with 10 crafty levels to complete in order to win the game. Can I get this any higher quality? No. Okay, thank you. There are 2 bedrooms and a secret room, a bathroom, a kitchen, and a dining room, a living room, a home office, a garage, a basement, and an attic. This kind of sounds like the Into the Pit house, but ignore me. All with a unique understanding that Chica must tackle in order to beat the levels and ultimately say goodnight to her guests. The levels. The room levels are sporadically laid out throughout the 3-story house. Interestingly, Fredbear appears walking through the hallways. Chica may find it useful to see what he has to say, however, when he decides to talk to her is somewhat of a mystery. Chica may discover interesting secret tips and tools throughout the party to help fulfill her goals. The dark basement. Not only is the basement dark and creepy, but also a pipe was broken and the basement is filling up with water.
There are 3 crying babies that need to be fed cupcakes and saved, each one strategically hidden within the dark basement. Once you feed a baby, the little one stops crying and floats happily onto the rising water and safely out of the basement window. However, Chica must save the babies within a 3-minute time limit. Once Chica completes this level, the doorbell to the front door rings. When Chica opens the door, a package is left on the doorstep. Inside the package is a secret tool, a block of cheese. Most interestingly is that
Block of
Sorry.
cheese.
once Chica completes a level, Fredbear is ready to talk. He shares just how much dogs love pizza. Okay. The kitchen and dining area. The 3 babies are crying and sprawled across the kitchen and dining area. There are cupcakes hidden within the kitchen cupboards. The challenge is a very sneaky dog wanting to jump and gobble the cupcakes once Chica opens a cupboard. In order to distract the sneaky dog, Chica must grab a pizza something in the oven to entice the hungry hound away from the cupcakes, giving Chica enough time to feed the needy babies. The sneaky mutt eats quickly, and Chica can only grab another pizza after 30 seconds. Chica may or may not need a power-up in order to feed these babies.
Chica's magic door.
I just saw that.
Yeah. God. The impatient babies, more than a little distraught, knocked over things in the living room. A circuit has blown out and the lamps are flashing off and on. Each time the lights flash back on, the babies have moved to a different spot, leaving Chica confused. This is very detailed. Once you step into the living room, the timer flashes to 30 seconds and begins a countdown, and yikes, one of the shadow figures just might catch Chica when she's not looking. Chica must find the hidden cupcakes and catch the babies in the right place when the lights flash on in order to feed them before the timer runs out and she's caught off guard. Master bedroom. When Chica looks out of the master bedroom window, she mysteriously sees Bonnie walking past and back and forth in the backyard.
Motorist.
In the bedroom, there are 2 crying babies. One is on top of the bed and the other is in the closet, with cupcakes nowhere to be seen. As Chica approaches the bed, she notices some pink frosting on the floor. Moving closer to inspect, a golden fuzzy hand snaps out, nearly catching Chica by the leg. Chica hops out of the way just in time. Chica needs to figure out how to get the guarded cupcakes from under the bed without getting snatched up. Chica later returns with a tiny black hat. Once the hand reaches out, Chica offers the black hat, and in return she is given a plate of 2 pink cupcakes. Kid's bedroom. Chica moves into the kid's bedroom filled with scattered toys and wall posters of Freddy Fazbear. There is 1 crying baby in the middle of the bedroom, but once again, that elusive cupcakes are missing. Chica decides to pick up the toys and moves them onto a toy box. Her cleanliness pays off. Once all the toys are picked up, a drawer opens with a cupcake inside for the hungry baby. The secret room. Unbeknownst to Chica, the secret room can only be unlocked after you have cleared the 2 bedroom levels. The secret room has an interesting and useful secret tool, one that can help her finish the game, an essential golden key. It is here that you'll also catch a glimpse of a box that longtime fans will be familiar with, as well as a peek inside, which won't be spoiled here, to those creative enough to find their way to it. That sounds like we would get something. Home office. What if this is Scott's way to show us what was in the box? The home office is quite small, with only 2 crying babies and a strange something man sitting at the desk. The obstacle is finding the undisclosed cupcakes. Chica looks around but doesn't see them. Until she discovers a locked mini safe. Chica must discover the 4-digit code in order to get the cupcakes. The something man, Gray, maybe, doesn't seem to want to chat, so Chica leaves to find the 4-digit code. In the bathroom, Chica is tasked with capturing later on, Chica retrieves the 4-digit code and opens the safe, quickly feeding the babies. Finally, the Gray man? Yeah, Gray. The Gray man decides to speak, giving a hint about something scary under a bed. In the bathroom, Chica is tasked with capturing a floating cupcake in the bathtub to appease the wailing baby sitting on the floor. Chica must take out all the floating duck toys in order to drain the water from the tub so she can grab the cupcake to feed the impatient baby. Surprise, there's something else that is very significant at the bottom of the tub, and of course it doesn't say what it is. The garage. A dreary garage is filled with bikes, books, maybe? Books, old bikes, rusty tools, and a broken down car. There are 4 crying babies and cupcakes waiting for Chica. However, there's a problem. Scurrying rats are trying to steal the cupcakes. Chica needs a secret tool of cheese in order to distract the scurrying rats from stealing the cupcakes. With the rats distracted by the cheese, Chica can accomplish the task collecting the cupcake, the babies. After the babies are appeased, an old static radio flickers on and starts repeating a series of numbers. Chica needs to remember these numbers for something important. The attic. Chica realizes she needs the golden key in order to enter the final level. The attic is the grand finale with 10 hidden hungry babies and 20 cupcakes in a mass of storage boxes and old trunks. 1 cupcake is not enough for each baby, and the additional challenge is that the boxes and trunks will move and shift like a moving maze. Chica has a difficult time finding out where she's been or where she's going, all the while trying to beat the 3-minute clock. Watch out for those shadow figures. They pop up at the most unfortunate of times. Hopefully, Chica saved a power-up or 2 for this level in order to finish in under 3 minutes. And then, here we go, the finish. Cha-cha, Chica wins the game by feeding all of the babies with sweet cupcakes. Her secret party is over and she's pacified all of her guests and managed to elude the shadow figures, who have thankfully vanished just as stealthily as they appeared. Suddenly, music blasts through the house and confetti showers around her. All of the uninvited guests, Fredbear, Gray Man, Bonnie, and Golden Freddy, move through the halls dancing. Chica decides to join the dance train throughout the house. After all, the party doesn't have to end. And that's it.
What the? There's so many things right there, especially at the end where they just party is so funny. But
the fact that apparently we would have been shown what's in the box.
that to me is definitely
eyebrow.
the most Because how would that be shown if say it is real and they're open? How would that be shown in 8-bit? That to me makes me think like that what's inside the box has to be simple enough, where it could be done 8-bit. Yeah, like it's very detailed. It's weird. Like they have the levels. Like, okay, so if this is real, this would have to come straight from Scott, right? It's given to the books. He would give him all the information, and then they would make these pages. But so it's just gonna end there. We just get the pages and that's it.
Well, and again, it clearly left a couple things out specifically to not
Yeah.
spoil.
Right.
Instead.
So that's what
it's
also
like,
makes me seem like it's real, because I don't know.
Well, and just how detailed this all is.
Yes,
like,
exactly. Every level, the
just
number of cupcakes. Like what?
make this up entirely? Like, that's like, if they did pull this from the backside, it's like they just get this fan fiction-y with it. Like,
Fan fiction, yeah, real.
well, or if this is legit, it's like this feels way too detailed to just be bupkis.
No, I agree.
Like,
Yeah, it's
well, and if they have this info, did they get like a copy of it? Did they like get details?
yeah,
Like
it's another
that.
thing that's weird.
This just makes me more curious now that I've actually
Hmm.
read the thing. Like, I there is a chance this is an actual game.
Hmm.
Like, especially because let's think, like, 2016, isn't that when Sister Location came out?
I think that's when you wait. I think so, but I think this was right before Pizzeria Simulator. I think it would have been. Well, we don't know the exact time, but yeah, I think it would have been probably before Pizzeria Simulator and after Sister Location. I'm assuming. Cause wait, when did Pizzeria Simulator come out? 2017, right?
Yes, 2017.
That's weird then, because then if it's real, this is Midnight Motorist stuff. So I wonder if this game was like reimagined. If it's real, was like reimagined into Midnight Motorist, because this the photos definitely look like Midnight Motorist.
Sister Location was released on October 7th, 2016 for Windows.
Okay, so yeah, then I wonder if this is like another version of Midnight Motorist in that sense, but much more elaborate.
I mean, this is still after FNAF 4 in any case.
Yeah.
And if he made Sister Location this same year in an effort to, in his own words, clarify things from previous games, I wonder if this game is real, if Chica's Secret Party is real, and we got to see what was in the box. This was his way at the time of like really quickly showing it. Okay, guy, you know what? You keep asking me what's in the box. Here's what was in the box.
Right. Interesting.
I mean, it
Yeah,
does
I just
kind
also
of
wonder
fit.
what made him change his mind. Also, I just wonder. Well, he was like, "Nah, it's too much. Never mind."
Well, especially with what he said in John's interview of like, I knew what was in the first half of this thread at one point, but I forgot at some point. Like, and I mean, this game doesn't sound like that hard for him to make. Maybe he did just like crank this thing out in like a week, a decade ago, and he legitimately has forgotten since of like what he was doing with it. Or maybe this is the second half of that thread, and like we would have seen what was in the box originally.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, again, it's like
It
if
is,
it's 8-bit, it had to have been so simple. Then I wonder what would have come out.
and it's just massively frustrating. The book itself doesn't like say, apparently it doesn't want to spoil it, but apparently it was something worth like hyping about.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it seemed like this thing was a downloadable at some point, so it's just God, like someone really needs to get more copy and like really
Yeah,
go
I
through this
agree.
thing.
Yeah.
And like, well, and what really needs is Scott needs to come out and say like, since I can literally use nothing in the rest of this darn book, um like how seriously can I take this? Was this real? Can you like just say something, Scott?
Exactly. That'll be more than enough, I think, to most of us. Just having some answer, because I feel like with everything we've kind of have some answer. Even Doug from the movie, the book novelization. So I think I'll take any answer instead of just
Right.
nothing, leave it undone. Yeah. But Mio, sorry, I haven't gotten to the photo. I sent it here, but this will probably be something we'll save for the next stream we can talk about. Just because I think I'm gonna end it here because I'm very hungry, and
Yeah, no. Oh
actually
yeah, I
about to
see
pass
it in
out.
chat here.
But maybe we should do a stream with just Chica's Party World because I think there's a lot to discuss, and we can even talk about like I think
Yeah.
something there. So obviously more streams are coming. Don't worry, and we could even do a part 2 on FNAF because there's so much. And I've finally been on winter break, thank God, and we can just talk about stuff like that. So yeah, so expect
Yeah.
more streams. 2 videos ended this month. Help Wanted, Was It Ever Solved 6 years later, and then Help Wanted as a classic FNAF game. That'll be like an animated game concept thing. Finally, I can eat. Same here. And then VAR also hopefully has some videos up. Of course, Unnamed has his big timeline coming up and his big video. So yeah, stay tuned. Subscribe to them, please. They have amazing content. Go check it out. In the description, obviously. And yeah, so good night, everyone. You guys can say bye if you want.
Thanks for all the
Good night,
discussions,
everybody.
everyone.
Yes, a lot of
Thank you for
fun,
joining
man.
the
That
Yap
was,
Fest.
right, yeah, and it
Always
flew
a lot of
by. That's
fun.
why I didn't realize I was hungry till now because it was so much fun. So expect more
Yeah, no,
streams.
I mean, now that you're mentioning it, I'm getting there too.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, sorry about that, Mio, but
Uh,
don't worry, it'll definitely come up next stream. I promise. I'll have it here pinned so we can talk about it. So
yeah.
yeah, good night, everyone. Thank you, Mio, for the donations. We appreciate it. Peak Stream, thank you, Omni Soap. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Starboy. Thank you, Blue Star again. Thank you, Bio. Thank you, Fazbear's. He was in here. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of good discussions. Thank you, the Guardians, if you're still here. And yeah, I hope to see you guys
Thank you,
next time.
everybody.
See you in the next videos. Yeah, good night, everyone. Bye.
Go politely ask Scott about it.
Yes, go
Good
tag
night,
him, and maybe we'll get an
everybody.
answer by next stream. We'll see.
Right.
Good night,
Night.
everyone.
Good night.
That stream. Sweet. A lot of fun.
Excellent. Sorry about the Yap Fest at the end, but it was
No,
like,
I'm
oh,
telling you, I'm